following is a U44 sports production.
Friday Night Rivals. This is the Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers UTV 44 Game of the Week, presented by the Mobile and Baldwin County Sheriff's Offices and the Drug Education Council.
It's only going to be that color for a few more hours. Then it's going to have some bright colors splashed on it later on tonight for the winner of this big matchup here tonight. Oldest rivalry in the state of Alabama. Murphy and McGill doing battle tonight. Both teams unbeaten in region play. And the winner tonight in the driver's seat for the region championship. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox. My partners, as always, Dan Brennan and Vic Lockett. We looked at this matchup here, Dan, tonight. Big region implications, as if this game needs a little something extra thrown on top of it, right?
And it never really does, but you're right. This is great because both teams playing great in region ball. This is kind of leading us to who the champion of this region is going to be.
We always look forward to seeing great athletes, playmakers on Friday night, and there's a bunch of them on the field tonight for Murphy, but defensively, they got somebody who's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, he is. Our first chance to see him as a starter this year. And kids, you know, they get bigger and faster, and that's happened to this guy. Kendrick, no need for the K at the end, Haynes. He's a linebacker that much of the SEC's taken a good look at, and when you see him tonight, you'll say, oh, I see why. Very fast, very aggressive, very smart, very dominant.
Yeah, 71 tackles on the year, 5 tackles for loss, and he's going to want to add to that. He's going to want to get after the quarterback for McGill, who's having a great year, Paris Chambers.
Yeah, Paris Chambers. He's going to want to avoid Kendrick Haynes. Guys, you know, it has just been a pleasure watching his maturation from last year to this year. The coaches are quick to point out he was kind of thrown in the quarterback position last year, coming from the wide receiver position. Now he has grown into it, taking care of the football, doing a good job being a leader. He tell me the kids are behind him, so Paris, I think, may get around Kendrick a couple of times.
It's going to be a packed house here tonight at the Lip. It'll be a great atmosphere. It always is, but it's extra special when Murphy and McGill get together. Kickoff comes up in just a couple of minutes tonight here on the Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers Game of the Week on UTV 44. Just about ready to get this one off here tonight at the Lip. We are excited. Murphy and McGill. Let's get down to the sidelines for our first sideline report from the orthopedic group. Here's Ashley.
Everyone, this is the 84th meeting between Murphy and McGill tonight. 84 years. This week, I was able to take a look at a program from 1947. Let's just say back then the orange metallic helmets weren't in. You can definitely see the difference in the wardrobe. Also, a roster from that time. The rivalry between these two schools started in 1931. What else happened during then? Jim and Dan, I'm sure you can remember. Y'all singing the Star Spangled Banner at ball games. The Empire State Building was complete, and gambling became legal in Nevada. Back to y'all.
Yeah, and however, daily fantasy football games were not legal at that. Were not legal at that.
Yeah.
that
and
point.
not much longer coming up.
Yeah, exactly. It's really great that you think about 84 years these two schools have been doing battle. I mean, it's the oldest in Alabama, and you can see why. And the rivalry. Sometimes you see rivalries ebb and flow. There's no ebb and flow in this one. The meter is pegged each week they play.
And I bet you, especially on the McGill, you can look at some of those old programs, and you can see names that are on that program that are on this year's program.
Yeah, great-grandsons playing.
Right, so it's crazy. But it's great, and it is the greatest rivalry, oldest rivalry in the state of Alabama. And there's no, talk about a great tradition. That painting of the cannon. Of the cannon.
It's
the only legalized vandalism ever done in the state, right?
It is. Yeah, it is.
I love it, though.
I mean, there was a Murphy coach talking about, said a few years ago, he said, my wife just bought me an orange shirt for Christmas. And he's like, it's still hanging in my closet with the tags on it. He said it wasn't a McGill shirt, and he said, that's McGill colors. I said, that's not Murphy colors. He said, so it's still hanging there with tags in my closet. No, not going to do anything with that. So we are just moments away from starting this one up, and you're doing some social media, just posting about it. I mean, the traffic out there, Michael Boulevard, still backed up. The parking lots are full. I mean, I'm not sure where everybody's going to. I mean, they're already starting to filter into the end zones here.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going to sit. I'm not sure where they're going to park. The McDonald's on Azalea comes to mind. I don't know what's left.
We're going to get a visit from the fire marshal here, I imagine.
It is packed. And again, a lot of people unable to get in. Still, we can look out and see the road out there, and there are still cars lined up trying to get in here.
Well, the cars that are lined up that we can see are probably a mile from where they're going to end up when they find a parking space on the other side of the stadium. So,
speaking of that, Larry Rembrandt's mom let me in early here today. Got here early, and she was nice enough to let me in the parking lot. She said, make sure you speak well of my son, number one. And I said, of course I will.
We do, because he plays well.
Yeah, absolutely. Catches a lot of balls for this McGill-Toolen team. They will kick off. Charles Green will kick. Back deep, Myron Collins, Jalen Sutton, Ira Wiggins, Blake Green, Jose Villegas also back deep for Murphy. And Green's got a good strong leg, and we are ready to get this one underway for the 84th time. Murphy and McGill here on UTV 44. Collins from the 2 wants to go across the field, but he's going to be brought down at the 16-yard line. Robbie Schneider in to make the tackle for the Yellow Jackets, and the offense of Murphy and that huge offensive line is going to come out. Rick Cawley, the head coach, the second year. He's been a long-time assistant at Murphy High School, 12-6. He's a fun guy to talk to before the game. He's always loose, never too uptight.
No, he described his old office on the Murphy campus today on 95 KSJ to Shelby Mitchell as a terrorist detention center with the low ceilings and the kind of dim outlook.
Jamarcus Watford rolls to his right, now wants to cut it back, makes one move at the 15, still on his feet. Now he's got some room up the near side. He'll put the ball in his left arm and straight arms out to the 32 before he's finally brought down by Trey Young. But that's going to be good for a Murphy first down. And first play of the game, we see the athleticism from Watford.
Yeah.
Murphy offensive line big up front. Archie played a lot last year, actually played at guard and moved to tackle this year. Gilkey, Robinson, Johnson, and Maxwell, they bench a lot, they squat a lot, they are big and nasty. Villegas at the wide receiver along with Wiggins. Lewis is the tight end, they'll split him out as well. Green will come out of the backfield. Watford and Nicholas Sims, your running back. He's got over 500 yards rushing on the year, and he'll touch it right here, and he'll spin to the 36-yard line.
Tell you what I'm seeing right away, Vic Lockett, this Murphy offensive line, they like to block. They like coming to work and doing their job.
Big up front, but not quite as big as Murphy. Stanley, along with Washington and Rawls and the linebackers. Marshall averaging over 13 tackles a game. Phylon Arsenault, who's been a favorite of ours just because of the way he plays the game. Williams, Bendoff, Young, and Lucas in the secondary. Watford rolls out, now dumps it back across his body. He's got that one complete and a first down right at the sticks at the 43-yard line. Making this catch, Corey Sargent.
I tell you, you can tell they've got a little bit of concern about the McGill rush because they're getting this quarterback on the move and outside of the pocket right now, early in the football game.
McGill has always been a team that likes to bring the pressure because they're not always the biggest team.
Correct.
They use that quickness to get to you.
This is Kelvin Thornton. His first carry of the night is 46 of the season, and he's shut down right at the 45.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Some of that nastiness right there from Murphy with the big guy, Eric Archie. They're gonna block to the whistle, through the whistle, until you just tap them on the helmet and say, that's the end of the play.
You know, those refs usually yelling it out there, and I used to hate it. It calms you down, and it takes the edge off of me, and I hate when they do that.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't think that Murphy lets you take the edge off. We'll watch him all night.
Smith to the bottom of the screen. Wiggins up top. Watford makes a move on the pocket. Given chase by Washington there. Now rolls out to the right side. A jump pass and just throws that one away.
Boy, that's what Vic Lockett has been bragging about this McGill team forever. And again, this year under Coach Hill, great containment on the outside as you get a look at why this game is so big.
Yeah, so big. You see Murphy and McGill, so both undefeated. Whoever wins this game, they just have to win out, and they will win the region. Next week, Murphy's got to take on Fairhope. McGill next week at Theodore. Theodore 4-1. They're in Foley for a big matchup tonight. Tough to go on the road and win in Foley.
Little Fenway.
Drop it back. Watford here on 3rd and 8. Nobody open downfield. Still nobody open. Now a flag. Probably going to be a hold, and Watford tries to fight for it, and he gets bumped out of bounds hard right at midfield. Great coverage downfield by the Yellow Jacket secondary.
Yeah, nobody was open at all. I mean, even the guys that were out in the route, they were double covered. I mean, it makes me wonder if they had 13 people on the field.
Yeah. Well, they weren't rushing.
Yeah. Yeah, they set back in their covers there in their zones, and he had nowhere to go. And he was looking, and at the time, just could not locate an open receiver. So, Jim, sometimes the defense wins.
McGill defense wins a lot.
Yeah.
Personal foul. Face mask on the defense.
Wow.
15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Big flag there.
Yeah, that go ahead and move the sticks right there for Murphy, even though they were rebuffed there by the defense, but all of that hard work goes for naught. One guy making an ill-advised play.
Caleb Ross saying there was a hold over there as well. He'd get a
Well, we thought it was, as long as he had back there.
Randy Huffman, of course, one of our friends from Local 15. He's at the Spanish Fort Daphne game. We'll give you an update on that one in just a second. They go back to Sims right up the middle, and he's going to be close to another Murphy first down as he's to the 27-yard line.
Big nasties with a trap play. They love it. They love to block.
And Nicholas saw the trap, and he was bursting through there with authority. Look at him accelerate through there like that. That's the way the coach likes you to run that football.
Pickup of 8 on first down for the Panthers. Tremarcus Watford, 5'11", 164. Gives this one right up the middle to the 25. Going to be just short is Sims.
Rick Williams with the tackle.
Look at the McGill student body. We always talk about it's always the best one we see.
Yeah.
You know, year in and year out. They really cheer on their Yellow Jackets here.
They make sure they know that you know who they're for.
Correct. It looks like a conventional highway workers. With that orange vest on.
Yes, it does.
Third and less than a yard. Watford gives it off. Thornton tries to turn the corner. He lunged. And this is going to depend on the spot here.
It looks like he got a generous one there. Oh, a little bit short, maybe.
Looks like that one's maybe designed to go inside, and he bounced it to the outside.
I think he did. You got to be careful about trying to bounce it against McGill. They they contain the edge really well.
He is short of the first down. Will bring up fourth down. This is the 10th play of the drive. No hesitation. They bring Sims back in the backfield. Got a big offensive line. Can you pick up half a yard here on fourth down? Give it off, and the answer is no. Sims tried to go to the right side. Nothing doing over there. Marshall make the stop, blows that one up in the backfield, and the junior thwarts Murphy on fourth down.
Yeah, anytime you get that back going horizontal on a fourth and short, you have won defensively.
Washington got him up top, but it was Marshall who got him down low to stop that play, and so Murphy takes it down deep, but not deep enough for the first down.
Marshall, a bigger version of his brother, who's a great football player, is a defensive back and return man up at North Alabama.
Harris Chambers gives it off. This is Quay Kennedy, he's run the ball some this year. He's been more of a wide out, but Cole Sharp a little banged up, so they move him into the backfield, and he starts at running back. And he picks up 6 there on first down. There's Caleb Ross, head coach, having a great year this year. We're coming in with a record of 6-1.
My bad, Jim, but when we talked to Quay, he didn't seem real concerned about the move to running back.
Dump it out on the near side. That ball is loose. They have not blown the whistle, still not blown the whistle, and they're fighting for it. And Murphy comes up with it. They're going to say Murphy football. They are going to say Murphy football. We saw this happen the reverse fortune a few weeks ago when we were here in the Blunt game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be so certain from first glance that was not a forward pass. Let's take a look right now.
Yeah, I thought it was backwards all the way. Parrish just kind of threw it. Oh, well, I do see it going across the line a little forward
I think it was a forward pass. Now, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, they've already signaled Murphy football, so no pleasure of instant play at this level.
That was not the best angle to see.
Replay.
To see what it was.
And, you know, you didn't get a lot of argument from the McGill bench.
Well, from up here, I thought it was a forward pass.
Yep. So Hinton with the fumble, and now they go inside and nothing doing. Sims is shut down by Washington, the junior. 6'1", 205, and he blew in the gap there against that big offensive line and shut that play down again.
A lot of good things said about Washington, who's an undersized nose guard, but you can see why he is so effective because he plays with so much energy, Vic Lockett.
Yeah, he got rid of his blocker really, really quick and just said, hey, let me introduce myself.
Loss of 3. Watford looking over the middle, and he's got it with a flag thrown down to the 7. Blake Green with the reception.
I mean, a catch with the defensive back draped all over him, as they say.
Yeah, well, there's a flag on the play just for that.
Yeah, I would think it's pass interference, but he made certain that that doesn't even matter or come into play. Nice ball work by the quarterback, too, there. Just sit there, fake it, and just look at that catch.
Yeah, Trey Young might have had a little bit of the jersey on the side there. The 17th catch of the year for Green.
So, yeah, it was pass interference. They'll decline it and take the progress of the football going forward into the zone.
Panthers in the Papa John's delivery zone. Use promo code RIVALS to get 2 large, 2 topping pizzas for just $7.77 each. Kelvin Thornton in the backfield. He shifts. And he'll take the handoff on the left side, and he's down to the 2.
Cameron Banks makes the stop with Thornton.
Banks wrapped him up.
Yeah, nice little zone read. He gave it right there. Got that back going vertical this time rather than horizontal. Trying to pick up as much yardage as he can. Trying to knock his head in the end zone.
2nd and goal from the 1.
2nd and goal.
Watford gives it off. Thornton dives over, and he's got the Panther touchdown.
Yeah, you get those backs going vertical when it's short, they're winning then. He just did his version of Superman right there. Just didn't get in the phone booth.
2nd touchdown of the season for Thornton.
He gets the handoff, and he just goes airborne right over the pile for his first touchdown of the night.
Well, your defense comes up with a big play to stop him. Then your offense turns it over down at the 25. And
yeah.
Now Murphy with a chance to make it 7-0. That one just sneaks in by Farney. And Murphy on top. 6.5 to go in the first. This touchdown got him there. Murphy on top of McGill by a score of 7-0. They convert after the turnover. And McGill's offense has only been on the field for 2 plays here in the first 5.5 minutes of this opening quarter. Farney with a strong leg, the South Alabama commit. Sends it back to the 3, and Roberson gets up to about the 18-yard line before he's brought down, and we'll bring the McGill offense out of here. Here's a replay of that turnover. Lucas Chambers.
That's forward to me. No, we don't really, we don't have a perfect angle there, but yeah, again, the camera angle doesn't allow it to be a perfect sight straight down. So you're right, it may not have been, but from upstairs, if we'd had that one, then it would have been more conclusive.
Yeah, I just didn't think there was a lot of complaining from the McGill bench right in front of them.
No, which is a good point,
yeah,
because they certainly would have been squawking if they would have,
or even if it was close.
Sure.
Yeah.
Chambers to the near side. Larry Rembert with the reception. He's up to the 29-yard line. And let's look here at the McGill offense, brought to you by Greer's, Caponis, Coggin, who's been playing just great this year as a senior. Simpson, Long, and Gould up front for McGill. Rembert, the wide receiver. Hinton, who had that fumble go off his hands. Kennedy, the backfield. Clark, the big tight end. Davis there. And Chambers is your quarterback with Quay Kennedy in the backfield. We'll see Roberson come in there and run the ball from time to time as well.
I'll say hello to my girl, Ellen Maxmy, a big McGill-Toolen fan and graduate. She's been on me about mentioning this, and there you go, Ellen. Hello, girl.
We'll get a measurement here.
She's pulling for her Yellow Jackets to be victorious tonight.
Crowd let you know that it's a first down. And let's go down to Ashley for an Orthopedic Group Sideline Report.
Coach Ross said this week that they are very physical. They have the best and biggest offensive line they've ever seen before, and he would argue the best in the state. That their quarterback definitely is the momentum for their team. Their offense has just got to move the ball and not give up big plays is what he's reporting.
Exactly halfway through the first quarter. Chambers. And the Jackets, ball comes loose again, and it's going to be recovered nearly by Murphy, and finally they fall on it. out at the 50-yard line as Neil Farrell, 6'4", 280, probably deflated the ball a bit when he landed on it. Let's see the flag. That just got knocked out in the middle of the pile. Let's see what this flag is. And looks like the officials kind of slowed the Murphy defense from sprinting off the field.
Well, I tell you what, this is uncharacteristic of a McGill-Toolen team. Usually takes very good care of the football and don't put it on the ground or turn it over.
It looks like this one gets swiped out. You know what I mean? I don't think it's an act. Well, maybe.
Yeah, he just didn't secure it
right.
going into the pile, and it squirted out of his hands.
I think Clark may have got a big paw on it in there. And then Farrell, who's 6'4", 280, just a junior, goes and gets it.
Long discussion here about this penalty, so
Farrell is
at least they're trying to make certain they get it right, I assume.
Yeah, but you still got the Murphy defense still out on the field.
Farrell's a big guy to wear number 10.
It's gonna be Murphy football.
On White. He penalized 15 yards from the spot of the fumble. First down.
Okay. He pointed in the direction that McGill retains the football.
I thought there were.
But it was personal foul against Murphy. Maybe it happened prior to the turnover.
His mic wasn't on the whole time. He was explaining things, so we got a partial explanation, as it turns out.
At least verbally.
You at home and us here.
Wow, a personal foul. Not a lot of time for that personal foul to happen on that play.
Yeah, I agree.
We have some weird things happen right at this point of the field at the lip.
I was about to say at this stadium, but you even pointed out to that geographical point on the map, right?
Yeah, I mean, right there. That was the blunt.
And not just this game.
Yeah, the blunt quote-unquote fumble. The last one that McGill whistled a fumble, which it may have very well been a lateral.
Rick Cawley is trying to get an explanation over on the sideline.
I'll bet he is.
Yeah. And he's not going to like it.
Maybe it was a face mask, something of that nature. That would explain it.
I think Murphy's showing right now they are coming out.
Okay, so they've moved the ball back to the line of scrimmage, and now they're marking off
the penalty,
the 15 yards. Because it was kind of confusing that when they marched the ball back the other way.
Well, and he said that it was going to be marched off from the point of the fumble, which I don't think it was.
No,
the fumble was further upfield than that. So anyway.
Here we are. Here we go.
Yep.
Chambers looking down the right side, got some speed, and he overthrew Hinton as he was trying to get him. Hinton had gotten a step behind Myron Collins, the safety there.
Yeah, he did a great little route there where he kind of went inside and then jumped back outside, and he had a big step on him.
Here's the Murphy defense. Farrell, we talked about. Chambers, Summerlin up front. They are big, and they got Smith, Haynes, Rogers, and Babbitt. Battles Andrew Spriggs, who's the guest on our pregame show, Collins and Tolbert in the secondary. Chambers keeps it in the air on the far side. It'll get it. It's going to be about a yard short.
You know, Vic Lockett talked about this in the open, Jim, but what a change from one year to the next for Paris Chambers, the quarterback, who was tossed into the job last year.
Yep.
But, boy, he looks like a different guy this year.
Yeah, and I like to credit the coaches as well as the young man putting in the time to get himself better. But so Coach Ross, you guys have done a great job with that young man.
Williams with the reception. They give it off right up the middle, and this is Roberson, and he's going to have a yellow jacket first down to the 41.
Yeah, I mean, even as uncomfortable as it may be, it's really important for McGill-Toolen to establish that they can run between the tackles, Vic, and not just have to try to do everything wide.
Well, that's their game. You know, they're going to be methodical about some of their drives, and then they don't try to hit you big.
To the near side, Davis stays on his feet. He'll get knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Competition level here tonight, guys, is really, really high. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I mean,
and you see the hurry-up offense from McGill here, thinking a little bit, okay, a lot of big guys on the defensive line for this Murphy team.
Yeah.
See if we can maybe take a little gas away from them and pay some dividends in the second half.
Sure. Yeah, pay some dividends later in the drive, maybe.
Roberson on the right side takes a big hit and lunges up to about the 29-yard line.
Man, they used that counter trade that's been going on ever since John Riggins and the Redskins made it famous. So
McGill sure
paid
likes
off
it.
there.
Yeah, McGill likes it. Some of these hits tonight, you might want to have your little ones turn away from the TV.
But turn up the TV. Davis can't hold on to it. Now they're going to say that was loose as well. Now we're going to get the incomplete. Wow, the whistle was slow on that one. I thought they were going to rule that was a catch and a fumble.
Undoubtedly, that was a forward pass.
But I thought, because the whistle didn't blow, I thought, are they going to say this was a catch?
Take a look. Never had it. Forward pass, so that's...
We've gotten to the point with a 4-yard forward pass. We're saying, okay, that's definitely a forward pass here at the lip.
Right.
We've got that.
This is the Bermuda Triangle of forward passes.
2nd and 10. Heaton goes out in motion. They fake to him. Looking over the middle of the field. Davis pulls it up at the 15, and he's got it. And that was someone that Caleb Ross said, the bigger the moment, the bigger he plays.
Yeah, he did tell us that. And this is a big moment against Murphy. And another great catch over the middle while a guy's really being contested, Vic.
Yeah, he just run that crossing route there. A little shallow slant right there in the middle of the field where Kendrick Haynes probably vacated.
Yellow Jackets in the Papa John's delivery zone. Flipped out on the far side, and Davis can't hold on to that one. That one was a little high. Looked like that might have been trouble had he made the catch over there. Murphy had that one defended well.
Yeah, they were a little off kilter there. I don't know if I don't know that Davis was exactly where Chambers thought he was going to be, or stationary or running or whatever, but the pass was a little bit off, and that caused the incompletion.
2nd and 10. Quickly they get it to Roberson, looking for a blocker in front. Roberson to the 10, then gets run over from the backside down to about the 7.
Yeah. Number 3 that came from the back of the play.
The viciousness of it looks like his mark, doesn't it?
Yeah, you see a body go flying. Look for 3. He's probably around there somewhere.
Flag. McGill had 12 on the field. McGill just a little out of sorts here right now, just a little out of sync on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, well, I think they're just being challenged by this physical, fired-up bunch from Murphy.
Dan wants to credit the Panthers for the McGill-Toolen guys being out of sync. Yep, sometimes defense wins. I love it. You've learned a few things since I've been up here, Dan. I like it.
You've led me down a glorious path, Vic Lockett, to understanding the game.
Ball is at the 8. Move it back to the 14. 3rd down here.
Wow, Vic.
3rd and 8 and the 14 and another.
To Jim's point.
Yeah, they're just put the ball on the ground a few times. Pre-snap penalties. You do not see a lot of pre-snap penalties against this McGill team.
Yeah, well, Jim's making a case for his offense being sick, not running well-oiled machine tonight. Let's see if Paris can settle them down and get them back in sync.
Quitman Clark, the white jersey right there, 78, 6'4", 295-pound junior.
Yeah. Takes up the whole screen.
He could get a job at Jiffy Lube just holding up the cars.
The hoister. 3rd and 13 for the Jackets. Chambers, pressure coming, zips it over the middle, and it's got to complete on a 1st down to the 2. Wow, did he fire that one in a small opening to Alex Davis.
Yeah, you can tell who's in control. He just sits back there and let everything goes on, and hey, settle down. Here's the chaos. I've got the football. I'm going to deliver it here on this nice little route coming across the middle.
Wow, he just snuck it in there, too.
Great job by that receiver, too.
1st and goal from the 2. Inside give, trying to push forward near the goal line. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets.
Another loose ball.
Charles Mahler on to tie it. And it is 7-7 with 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. The Yellow Jackets answer back with an impressive drive. They get the touchdown. Quade Kennedy goes in for the score. He was already in as the ball popped loose there. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets, 7-7. 3 minutes to go in the first. one living up to the early hype. 7-7 in the first. We thought there'd be a lot of intensity. We're seeing that. Both teams with long drives. Murphy didn't score on the long drive, but then took advantage of a turnover. But this time it's McGill that goes 81 yards on 10 plays. And we said this before. It doesn't matter the level of football. It's hard to go 10 plays and finish a drive.
Yeah, and, you know, watching tonight, I mean, these two schools are only like 6 blocks away. Why don't they like each other? But
can we all get along? Yeah, with all the crazy stuff going on with the refs, my cousin Sweet Pea, she won't tell me her real name. I'm wondering if it's the same group as Blunt. Yes.
Green sends this one back, and it goes into the end zone. Oh, and can't bring that up. Sutton comes out to the 17.
All right. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, who needs to do a little work on the family tree.
Hey, other games going on here tonight. We saw what happened. Thomasville and Jackson. Jackson cruising last night. Bryan and Mary G. Mary G leading that one. Davidson and Fairhope tonight. How about Theodore trailing Foley 13-0 already in that game? Baldwin County up big 21-9 over Blunt right now. Spanish Fort leading Daphne early in that one. Robertstown, Gulf Shores, LaFleur, and Saraland tonight. Faith Academy leading BC Rain is get a flag.
Baldwin County over Blunt?
So no, Blunt leading Baldwin County.
Okay.
21-9 was the early score. Biger and Williamson tonight. That's a fun rivalry. Used to be we saw some great Biger-Williamson games back in the day, didn't we?
With 10,000 at Ladd.
Yep. Southside Selma and Clark County. UMS right up 21-0 over Monroe County. Satsuma, W.S. Neal, Bayside Academy, and Opp. Cottage Hill and Hillcrest Evergreen. And the rest of the games just a little bit north of us here. Is this one a hold whistled against Murphy? And that'll back them up here on that drive. So a busy night, week 8 of the high school football season. 2 weeks after this one left. That's it.
A reason you don't want to get behind the sticks on McGill is they like to pressure the quarterback, and when they do, they've got some ball hawks on the backside too. They've got some kids who really can go get it, so just keep an eye on that.
Watford looking at the right, pressure coming right there. Safety as Dan Brennan called it.
Oh no, he's going to give him forward progress.
Oh boy, I thought he buried him deep.
Yeah, I guess he's going to say his momentum was stopped. He blew the whistle dead right there on the half-yard line.
Boy, Marshall with his 5th sack of the season. Let's watch this one.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that's a safety.
So close, because he made the right turn back toward the end zone.
Correct, yeah. He was trying to evade the tackler, so I would have awarded the tackler for that play there.
2nd and 29. Looking on the far side, tipped up, intercepted by McGill at the 20 as Dan Brennan calls that one as well. Josh Williams, his 3rd pick of the season. Get behind the sticks, pressure on the quarterback. One-on-one matchup, 50-50 ball. Receiver can't come up with it, and Williams has the pick, and McGill's back in business.
Yeah, by the way, I think my night is over.
It's not good. You've peaked.
It's been a pleasure working with you guys.
Let's watch
You're going to take your winnings and go home, right?
Right.
I tell you what, that's the way to compete for the football. Both guys were trying to get up high and climb up above the rim and get the football, but the defender won that one, and I like it.
That's what I noticed about McGill. Pressure, and then the back guys on the backside really do compete for the ball.
Kennedy in the backfield. He'll take this handoff on the left side. He's able to turn the corner at a 20-yard Yellow Jacket touchdown.
Not very good tackling on that particular play, and it results in a touchdown. Quick turnover, quick touchdown.
14 points in 1:15 here for the Yellow Jackets. If the PAT is good, it'll be 14. Mahler on for the PAT. Scott Meganson, the long snapper. His dad pointed that out to me before the game. He said, you could mention the long snapper a little more often than you do in the broadcast.
They praise that kid. They love him all.
14-7. Jackets take advantage of the Murphy turnover. Now they're glad they didn't get the safety. They'll trade that 2 for the 7.
Yeah, more points.
There you see our score with 1:45 to go in the first. McGill has scored 14 answered after falling down 7-0 after their own turnover. Now they get the long 10-yard drive, then they get the interception, a 1-play drive, and they get the touchdown.
I see why Quay Kennedy wasn't too concerned about moving to running back this week. See number 24 on the bench, and he was cool during the pregame show. Like, no big deal.
I got this.
Yeah, and he does.
I got 2 touchdowns against Murphy in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And now we'll see if the Panthers can answer back. Green, this one's high into the near sidelines. Collins lets it bounce at the 10. Collins up the near sideline, and he gets upended across the 25-yard line. Rogers there to make the tackle. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook, just search UTV 44 High School Football Game of the Week. And if you have carpal tunnel by the end of typing all that in, you can find us. Find one of us on Facebook. You'll find the page too. And on Instagram, search UTV 44_GOTW. And all year long, Jared Keyhouse does a great job keeping that updated with stats and scores and schedules and region standings. And
like you say, I find people seek me out on Facebook, you know, just to message me during the game. Fine.
Give on the inside, Thornton to the 32.
It's like Murphy want to settle down right now and get to their run game and just kind of play it cool and close to the vest. Plenty time left in the game. Don't have to chase any points at this juncture.
Pickup of 4 on first down. Watford looking. Fires, and it's going to be incomplete. And 3rd and 6 coming up here for the Panthers.
Yeah, he had his slot man open, but he just didn't feel comfortable with it, even though the defender was close, but I thought he could have snuck it in there.
Jalen Smith, the sophomore,
decided to take the hardest route. That comeback over there on the corner over there in the flat is hard to catch.
You're right. He had Green there. He could have hit who had the reception earlier.
Yeah, because of the pressure, they're moving the pocket like Vic said, too.
3rd and 6. Watford looking to set up a screen. Tipped in the air and nearly picked off as well, as that one was off the receiver's hands, and Trey Young was eyeing that one.
Trying to set up the old middle screen.
I'll bring out the punt team, so a quick 3 and out there for Murphy.
Yeah.
Got some positive yards with the run and missed on a couple of passes, and now you're in the punt situation.
Farney will kick, as we said. Yeah, Keller Farney's committed to go to South. Joey Jones' first commitment from his alma mater with pressure coming. Joey Jones, of course, went to Murphy. This one caught at the 40. Back up ahead now across out near midfield. Up the near side, all the way down the sidelines. Hinton, touchdown, Yellow Jackets.
I tell you what, that was some great vision by that kid to see all of that green grass backside and make the cut to get there.
Yeah, bought himself a little bit of time and then turns on the gas up the near sideline.
As if he was setting up his blockers.
Yeah, it was as if he was sitting up here.
Yeah, watching where it is. Yeah.
He saw the field like we did, which is impossible. But you're right, Vic. Great vision on his part. And that made all the difference in that run.
Yeah, you can have the vision, but you got to have the wheels like him to get it done.
And don't overlook the catch of the punt, because he had heat bearing down on him.
Yeah, I thought it was an ill-advised catch.
Wind's kicking around 8 to 10 miles an hour, too, so that didn't make it easy.
You give it to us in nautical, Jim?
We won't give it to you in knots. We'll keep at the Chris Dunn preferred mile per hour on the forecast. 21-7. Wow.
Yeah, Jim's such a seafarer and sea lover. He gives everything in nauticals and sea things.
2 minutes and 19 seconds. McGill scored 21 points.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a quick turnaround, and it's been a McGill reply to Murphy's physical play to start the game. Murphy was really winning on the offensive line. They got a McGill turnover. They took advantage of that. McGill a little bit on their heels, but you can see these guys answered the bell. Wow. I mean, not just to tie it, not just take the lead, but now 21.
Our game of the week tonight and every week throughout the season, brought to you by Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers. They've jumped out in a big way, a part of high school football. We thank them for being here each and every Friday night. And wow, if you're Murphy, you gotta, talk about nautical terms, you gotta turn the tide a little bit here, because it is quickly getting away from you. A lot of football left to be played, but you know, that didn't like to feel that 3 and out, how quickly that last one went. When you felt McGill was getting some momentum, and then you give it back to him after 3 plays, and wow.
We'll talk about this after Murphy gets the ball. I'm going to have Vic break something down for us real quick, Jim.
Now they try the onside kick. The ball is loose, and the Yellow Jackets, do they have it at the 49?
Wow.
He's trying to steal a possession here early.
The officials are all talking to themselves. I mean, kicked it from the 40. They're marking it at the 49. That's an 11-yard kick and an onside kick, and McGill is just in every phase of this game right now. They got it going on.
Yeah, but they've only had it going on for about the last 5 minutes on my watch.
Yeah, Coach Ross, you know, trying to steal a possession. Already got his foot on the gas and say, hey, I want to put both feet on the gas and really get ahead of these big guys. They're not expecting it, and the kicker goes down there and recovers, right, Jim?
But how about Green watches the ball go past the 50 before he grabs it?
Yeah.
And he grabs it at the other 49. It goes 11. First down, Yellow Jackets.
It's like
intelligent play.
Like hitting a putty, the exact right distance.
Now they're going to try and flip it on back, looking for the double pass. Wide open. Alex Davis at the 10. There's a flag at 10-yard line. Touchdown. That's a weird place for a flag to be.
Especially at that point in the play.
Might have been some grabbing of Davis once he got loose, Jim. Back official who was back that far.
They're waving off the flag. That flag is waved off. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets.
It doesn't matter.
28 points in 2 minutes and 32 seconds here for the Jackets.
Haven't seen anything like that this year.
Wow, just doing the razzle-dazzle to really make it happen.
And you saw him set it up. They get it over to Marlon Williams after he took the pitch back. And Williams able to find Alex Davis for the score.
Talking about using their aggression against them, they have done it. Tell me this McGill team is settled down and they're looking to take sole control of this region the way they're playing right now.
It is 28-7. You know, there is a lot of football left. There's a lot of craziness, and you gotta think we've not seen the end of this Murphy team yet, but the momentum has just
obviously
been all McGill, and they've done it on, you know, they had the long drive, then they had the quick drive after the turnover, punt return, and then they get the one play after the onside kick.
Yeah, McGill has shown 3 big plays on offense, right? Big plays. Well, the punt return, of course.
Big play on special teams.
Big play on special teams. Yeah, 2 of them, and then you get the long run by Kennedy after the turnover, and the long, you know, flea flicker pass there. So they have done it every way you can. Murphy was thinking, hey, we rely on the run and we just do things like we're supposed to do them. We're going to be right in this game. McGill has just kind of thrown that checkerboard off, you know, completely upside down now.
Yeah, we talk about them doing methodical drives and going downfield, run here, pass here, pass there. Nope, they've got it all in chunks here. And credit Coach Ross for recognizing that he can seize the moment here and really put it on Murphy. Now got him totally behind the 8 ball.
This one goes into the end zone, and Murphy will start from the 20. We still got 28 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah.
We've seen a games with the highlights in the first 11 and a half minutes.
Jim's going to need some oxygen in here in a minute now, Dan.
So is Murphy.
And I'm going to volunteer you to do the mouth-to-mouth if he passes
all right,
out.
Now.
Okay, that's crossing the line.
Let's go back to the field before the game, Dan. We're talking to that man, Rick Cawley, on the field. And we said it, and you said, all right, who's the leader? Who's the guy you go to? He said, it's our offensive line.
Right.
They are the leaders of this team. They've got to be right now. They got to get Murphy settled down here.
I agree.
Inside give to Sims. He'll pick up 2.
Here's what I was wondering, Vic. Were there any big adjustments by McGill-Toolen after that Murphy touchdown defensively? Did they start? Obviously, they got Murphy behind the sticks, created the turnover, but you know, Murphy started off this game looking like they could run the ball.
Sure. Well, I think the linebackers just got more aggressive and got in the football game and just really started hitting the gaps the way they know to do, because that's what we see out of this group. You know, they have great gap responsibility, and they just do their job defensively, offensively, as a team, and come together and play.
Well, the home crowd giving their boys a big hand as they come off after the first quarter here at the Lip. McGill-Toolen leading their arch rival. Murphy 28-7. Marlon Williams with the 4th touchdown of the night on the pass to Alex Davis. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Ashley Pope on the sidelines, Jared Kehofs in the truck. Brian Aaron, our statistician, he's been busy for the McGill stats in the last 3 minutes, and now Murphy looks to make him busy as well. Has out to the 46-yard line.
They had the blocking all set up out there. It was just one corner and one wide receiver, and that corner was not going to get it.
Let's see if there was maybe a holdback flag on the far side at the 19.
Oh, I didn't see that. Man, see it all just cleared out right there. I know one play was good by a lineman. I didn't see where the hole was made. Yeah, maybe out there on the edge.
Yeah, it was on the edge, I think, Vic, and that's why it was.
Was it a wide receiver?
Sims took the handoff.
That's where it came, though.
And it is dropped right on the sideline over there on the Murphy side. And
there sure was a big gap for him to make his move.
Personal foul in the offense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Not necessarily a hole. Something really egregious. A pass interference?
Maybe a shove. Maybe a shove. Brian Aaron trying to give us some odd sign language here to communicate what he's he's saying.
He needs to cut that out. It's just making us more confused. Our job's hard enough.
He looked like a play caller trying to disguise the call on the sideline. The offensive guy trying to send it in. And Rick Cawley is just wondering what has happened here in the late first quarter.
I tell you what, these refs take a long time to make their call. Then they're going over and having a conversation with these coaches. So looks like we're going to be here tonight a while again. And I understand the coach needs an explanation, but I don't think it needs to be a dialogue.
I'm with you.
You just tell him what the deal is and let's go. Go to the next play.
And it's not going to change. Orrin comes back to have a little more. Now, this is one of the longest ones we've seen. The flag will back Murphy way up.
We like Rick, though, don't we?
Oh, boy. He's a long-time Murphy guy. Been there like 15 years. Was an assistant like 15 years. Second year as the head coach.
He was a good player up at Satsuma High School in the early 90s.
Yep.
But he's been at Murphy a long time.
Professed to be kind of crazy on the pregame show.
He's funny.
Might be a little crazy.
Okay, but did they mark off any yardage? Here we go now. Okay.
Back to the 11.
Yeah, but the point is, it's a single flag. What took 5 minutes to figure all that out?
Yeah, I think coaches deserve an explanation, but no, you don't need to give them the dialogue, a conversation to rebut. You're not going to change your mind.
Right. I mean, that was like a trial.
Yeah.
After the half the distance, goes back to the 10 and up to about the 17-yard line.
Boy, a lot of strange and spectacular things have happened.
Are we in that same geographical spot on the field?
No, just in this whole game is what I'm saying.
Replay there with Calvin Thornton. Gene Everett, one of our viewers, he loves to watch high school football. He said, I'm watching the game, I step out, pull something off the grill, I come back in, and all of a sudden it's 28-7. He said it was 7-7. Yeah, he said, I go out and all of a sudden it's just pull some fresh meat off the smoker, and it's crazy.
You said 28 points in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, and now another penalty here. Let's go down and get another orthopedic group sideline report from Ashley.
You'll notice McGill in the third down, they do money fingers. It's not Johnny Manziel out there, but what they do is they call it money down. On the third down, the McGill-Toolen defense, you'll see them doing a money sign.
It is a money down to get off the field.
3rd and 16. Watford avoids the pressure, now rolls out to his far side. Nobody open downfield, and he'll get dropped. Here we go, offense. Up to around the 18-yard line. Just, again, we've seen it since the beginning of the game. No big play availability from Murphy down the field.
Well, you know, you're playing against a sound defense, and this is what McGill does. You know, they play their gaps, and then they're in their zones, and once you show up in their zone, they go ahead and tack on to you, and you're just not open.
Prize Moffitt able to make the stop, and Alex Davis back at midfield.
Yeah, a wise decision by Wofford to just take the sack.
Very high kick. Davis watches it drift over toward the sideline. And boy, penalties derail Murphy again there.
Yeah.
And
how about McGill was coming for more?
And they have great field position here at the 45.
They were coming for the block right there.
At the half, Randy Huffman giving us an update. Spanish Fort leading Daphne 18-6. That game's at the half. We got 10.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, I was seeing that score pop up there and like, wow. They may get an opportunity to catch the tail end of our game again.
Yeah, like last week. Had a lot of people who did that. Give around the near side. Hinton up to midfield. He'll pick up 5. You know, every Friday night we try to kind of bring communities together with high school football, and communities coming together next week here. Tune in to UTV 44 and Local 15. Ashley Pope tells the story of Spanish Fort's very own fighting with cancer and how one community has come together to join that fight. We'll hear the story of Jamie Millam and her fight with her second battle with cervical cancer. And we'll have that coming up next week for you here on the Game of the Week. And flag at the 45-yard line. That's right at the first down marker.
Well, if that play stands, it was a great job by Paris there. Watch him just draw the defender into him. At the last minute, he pitches it a little bit behind the running back, but he still goes back there and picks it up. Gets up good yardage there after the pitch.
Hinton. Seen him become a little more involved in the offense tonight.
Yeah.
They're going to call a hold on McGill that time. Back them up.
A lot of hankies tonight.
A lot of emotion in this game.
Yeah. Think the Zebras are emotional as well?
Maybe they're just trying, you know, I'm sure they're calling what they see.
On the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still second down.
Well, I know when they see Jim Cox pregame, they get a little bit nervous because they know he's not letting many things get by. You know how he does us in this booth, Jim.
I tell you what, Jimbo Perez wasn't letting anything get by on the broadcast last week. That was for sure. So, spot foul from was actually right at the first down marker. So, 2nd and 10. Chambers with a pitch, and Hinton. Now, here comes the Murphy defense. Spriggs was in there.
Yeah, I just got a text from his dad saying the last of the mini-me's is at Murphy. Andrew Spriggs.
All right, our Friday night Rivals New Horizon Credit trivia question here. Who has the longest current winning streak in football in the Alabama High School Athletic Association?
Well, it can't be Hoover.
Correct.
Yeah. Someone has taken that mantle.
They didn't have it coming into the season either.
Wow.
Chambers looking to throw back to the near side. Got it complete, and Williams up to the 40.
Yeah, you're right. Hoover had the longest streak within the state of Alabama.
Correct.
Yeah.
And Williams with another catch. St. Paul's had it to start the year after the perfect season in the state championship.
And Hoover opened the season with Fresno State, so they put themselves in peril out of the state.
Up to the 40 for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, that was a nice little route by that receiver in Paris. You know, throwing off that back foot. Just good balance and good posture as he delivered the football.
Kennedy comes back into the backfield. Take it to him. Chambers looking on the right side, wide open, and it goes off Davis's hands. That was maybe a little overthrown, but I think Davis might have been surprised there was nobody around him.
Nobody around him. But Paris could have just laid it in there.
Sure. Yeah, the two defenders, they followed the drag route running that post there, and they just uncovered that guy out there wide. He was so wide open, I think it shocked Paris.
It's an option. Give it to Kennedy, run it yourself, or, you know, find a receiver. He had several downfield. That was the wide open one in Davis. He just didn't lay it in.
Yeah, Lawrence Tolbert then came laid the hit on. 2nd and 10. Kennedy out of the backfield. They fake to him again. Chambers drops back to set up the screen. It's dropped. Roberson couldn't hold on that one. It bounced on the turf and right back in his hands.
Beautiful play design, but I think Murphy had it sniffed out anyway.
That was a fumble, right? You never know.
You're in that same geographical spot.
Yeah, they are. They are. The Bermuda Triangle of what's going on here.
3rd and 10. Well, the officials come together.
Really?
You look at Neil Farrell at the top of your screen, number 10.
Takes up a lot of space, huh?
6'4", 280. And Caleb Ross was telling us during the pregame show, he said, and they just keep bringing him that size. They just come off the bench and they just keep rotating him in.
They are a physically imposing bunch. Just have had a lot of crazy things happen against them after getting the 7-0 lead. As you can tell by the fact that McGill-Toolen now has 28.
3rd and 10. Chambers. Time in the pocket. Flag coming. Looking for Davis again. It's overthrown. And that looks like that was going to be a hold. And indeed it is. And Rick Colley will decline that one to get the punt team out there. See if we can see it right in the middle of the screen.
Oh, it looks like he's going to take the yardage.
He's going to back him up. And it could be 3rd and 20, it looks like.
Tell you what, if he does, it's dangerous to let Parrish in that group.
On the offense. The 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay 3rd down.
Have another down to go, so.
Well, I think maybe Rick's thinking was they were going to go for it anyway.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah, 28-7, they've just been hitting the gas. He might have thought at that point of the field, at the 40, McGill might have had nothing to lose and say, you know what, we can get 10 yards.
Yeah, we'll just go for broke, huh?
Right. Well, you know, you're not broke when you're up 21.
Yeah, he's got all the chips in his corner over here, Coach Ross.
Because of a 3-minute span in the second period.
Yeah, 28 points for the Yellow Jackets in 3 minutes. 3rd and forever. Chambers rolls out to the near side. Mose gives him chase. Chambers will pull it down, and he'll just step out of bounds at midfield. This will bring up 4th down.
Kendrick Haynes lining him up, saying, come on.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that.
Number 3, the all-region linebacker, came a long way. He didn't get any payoff.
It looked like a police in pursuit.
Yeah.
He said, where are you going, big boy?
Zano Mose on the chase as well, number 98. Mahler will stand at the 35. Collins back to punt. Good kick. Goes over Collins' head. And McGill will down it. Now the ball is picked up. That was a crazy play. Ira Wiggins picks it up as McGill tries to down it.
They hadn't quite downed it yet, and I guess I don't remember ever seeing that before.
Well, they tried to down it, and I thought the whistle actually should have blown with the touch by the punt team, but they didn't. They let the play continue since he didn't secure it, and yeah, it was a very dangerous play by Wiggins.
Haven't seen that one before. Only been around several decades.
You probably won't see it again, because I'm sure there'll be a conversation on Sunday with the coaches about it.
Sims in the backfield. Gets strung out along the far side, nowhere to go, and gets upended for a loss.
Well, that's that gap-to-gap defense I've been telling you guys. These guys play. You're not going to get wide on them too often. If you do, it's going to be a hole.
Arsenault comes over to make the play, and it's just like everybody does their assignment. One guy fills the lane, next guy comes over, just keeps going, and somebody's going to make the tackle here at the end.
You see it right here.
Yeah,
there they all are.
And as everybody loves to say, the edge was set.
Yep.
Fundamentals of football defensively.
Loss of 5. Now 2nd and 15. Watford far side. Incomplete. Contact over there with Sutton, and now a late flag
I think he
comes.
just ran the route better than the receiver personally. I don't think that was pass interference.
Wow, and you know that that Murphy sideline was
chirping,
giving it to the official on that side to throw the flag.
He just beat him to the spot. I thought Jared could roll it up again. I'm telling you, I think he just beat him to the spot, and he's got every right to the football as the receiver does. He's just inside of it.
Yep. And it's a late flag. There's no flag.
I mean, you don't get out of their way because they're running a route. If you got that position, you're there. His head looking for the football. He wasn't looking at the receiver.
He got run over.
Yeah.
Yeah, first down up to the 40.
I tell you what, but Coach Cawley needs a few going his way right now.
He needs 7.
I mean, Murphy opened this game with a 10-play drive. They got stopped on 4th and 1. Give inside, and Sims nowhere to go.
This is a surprise. There's no doubt about it that we knew it was going to be a competitive game, and it has been very competitive. The score is what's gotten out of hand. Big plays by McGill, capitalizing on turnovers, big punt return, onside kick. They've pulled everything out of the box tonight.
It is region play for supremacy.
Watford going to try to run this one. Gets away from Nettles, now trying to turn the corner, slows down, and gets up and heads out of bounds.
Well, I tell you what, it was an athletic move by Watson there to get Watford to get free there because they again was in place to make the play here.
I disagree. It was about 5 athletic moves.
Okay.
And his knee almost gets dirty right here. Watch, knee almost goes down that left knee, but able to keep it going.
Boy, talent and determination. Just love watching that.
That makes the playing field uneven right there.
Yep.
At the 45. Watford rolls to his left, fires. Able to get that one complete. Another first down. Coming up here as Green has his second catch tonight.
Brings the student section alive over there for the Murphy Panthers. Nice little roll out and catch. They're going to keep that quarterback on the move. Maybe he's very comfortable doing that. So not only are they doing it to avoid the rush, but that's what he likes to do and does it well.
It's a good outstretched catch there by Green as well. And now right up the middle, Thornton breaks a hole, and he's inside the 20 to the 16.
Well, he's a perfect complement to those tough blockers because Thornton is a tough inside runner, low to the ground. And, that's why they're blocking so hard because they know he's going to run hard behind them.
Yeah, 5'6", 178 pounds. You're gonna hard to see him behind the big offensive line there.
And he did a great job with patience right there to let those blocks go ahead and develop, and then he shoots through there.
Murphy in the Papa John's delivery zone. Watford wants to keep it up the middle. We'll get to the 15 and pay the price for it.
How big would 7 be here?
No doubt. Marshall with the tackle.
Because Murphy is dangerous. You get within a couple of touchdowns, get a defensive stand, you're okay, you're back in it.
And that's what Caleb Ross said. He said they can score so quickly on offense. They've got the ability to strike quickly.
Remind you of anybody we've seen lately?
Wiggins spread out the top, but they go the other side up in the air. Touchdown.
There you go.
I think he was trying to do the back shoulder fade, and it just ended up being right on the spot.
Jalen Sutton with a touchdown reception.
And you guys were just pointing it out. They can strike quick. There it is right there. I think he was just trying to do the back shoulder thing, but he just ended up being right in front of the receiver. He jumps up there and takes control of the football.
Williams tried to wrestle it away. Boy, did Murphy need that.
Big play by Sutton, who might be their best deep threat, but man, he made a play when he had to for the Panthers. And here we go, got a game, guys.
Barney with the PAT to stop the streak of 28 unanswered by McGill to make it 28-14, and we've got 5.5 to go in the second quarter. And
here it is again. He just stands up and throws the football.
10th touchdown toss of the year for Watford.
He climbs the ladder there and pulls it in and fights off the defender to get it. So there's still some fight in these Panthers, Dan.
All right, let's take a look at our Scholastic Athlete of the Week, brought to you by the Gulf Coast offices of Alexander Shannara.
Here this week with Charles Maxwell of Murphy High School as our Scholastic Athlete of the Week. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I just want to get to know you for a second and let the viewers get to know you. What keeps you different, separated from your other peers in the classroom, on the field? What has made you successful?
Definitely my relationship with God, and I attribute a lot of that to my parents and really instilling in me when I was younger just how important that was, and also how important it was to just do the right thing.
In a couple of months, football will be over. It's your senior year. What do you plan to do after graduation in May?
I plan to be working and hopefully getting ready to start my school in the fall.
What is that major going to be?
Biomedical engineering.
Wow. And what in the world do you want to do with a major like that?
Well, I plan to get my doctorate and just go into research for braces and that type of thing for athletes, and just help them to prevent injuries and that type of thing.
I guess you've seen a lot of injuries being on, the football fields, seeing people go down. Is that what has led you to this major?
Yes, I've had my share of injuries myself, and there's a lot of people on my team that have had the similar type of injuries, so I just want to help kids like me.
Gotcha. Well, one more question for you. It is the week of McGill and Murphy, so I've got a trivia question for you. You ready? Can you tell me where the Cannon is located in Mobile?
Where Airport meets Government Street.
You did not rehearse, did you?
No.
Well, good luck. Thank you. And on behalf of the offices of Alexander Shannara, I would like to award you this plaque and also a $250 scholarship.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So Charles Maxwell, our Scholastic Athlete of the Week. We'll go back and tell you a little bit more about Charles as McGill going to be up close to a first down, 3.8 GPA, 27 on the ACT. Track and field, of course, plays football, going to Tulane, as he said. And he's going to study Vic's old major, biomedical engineering.
Another one of these guys taking the easy way out. I'm sick of it.
Yeah. The only biomedical I'm doing is, the food I'm ingesting, and then it becomes bio.
Hey,
we'll finish that later.
Good work by his parents instilling that work in the classroom at a young age as well. And on 3rd and 1, McGill does not get the first down here, and at the 29-yard line.
Good stand by the defense right there to stack up pairs. It's definitely a punting situation for McGill.
They haven't raced the punt team out there quite yet.
Coach Ross, he likes to do that gamesmanship where he runs them out there late.
A timeout.
You don't think he's going to think about this one, do you, Dan?
Yeah, Murphy took the timeout here. And
I think he's going to punt it.
Score at the half. Spanish Fort leads Daphne 18-6.
Yeah, I'm hearing Blunt 46-9. Don't know where it is in the game.
Wow. That's a Baldwin County team that put up a lot of yards against Saraland and ran like 80-some plays last week. Doesn't look like they're going to get their 80 in tonight.
Yeah, it's 2:05 left in the first half, and Blunt's got 46.
Wow.
More of our friends bringing you high school football on the Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers Game of the Week. The Mobile and Baldwin County Sheriff's Department and Drug Education Council. Also, Alpha.
Kathy Austin. Over there on Highway 90.
Easy.
There's
a lot of offices out there.
And we thank them all for being a part of high school football.
Well, Vic only thanks one.
Yes.
Yeah. Young man, you should be happier.
Yeah, well, his dad's an Alpha agent and didn't get mentioned by Vic Locker. 4th and 1.
And won't.
Kathy and Marvin, good folks. She can talk some football with you when you go by there.
Murphy doesn't have anybody back deep to receive the kick yet. Now, Myron Collins, who's the safety on defense, will drift back there as Mahler will stand at the 15. Directional kick, this one end over end. Rolls to about the 32-yard line. Good stand defensively there by Murphy after the touchdown.
A very needed stand, very timely stand, and now you get the ball back, and you've got time to work with. Pretty good field position. Crawl back closer in this game if you can establish something again.
Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers Game of the Week also brought to you by the Orthopedic Group.
Good guys out there, saw them this morning.
We have had some advanced collisions on the field here tonight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks to Advanced Collision for being a part of this one, and also Greer's bringing our starting lineup each night, and they've been a long-time supporter of high school football here.
Good guy, Robert. He's excited about what the Orange and Blue did last night.
Give on the inside to Thornton, and Thornton to about the 39-yard line.
Say they've got so many weapons on the outside that if this Murphy team can reestablish between the tackles with these tough backs and this big offensive line, they can make some big plays, just what Caleb Ross was worried about. Rick Cawley knows that. They are in this game.
Yeah, 4 minutes to go in the first half. Still got a whole second half of football here, and we've seen a lot of things can happen in a short amount of time in this game. Sims to the 41, 3rd down and about 3.
Well, that's what I like
right
there. You know, they're not in panic mode. They're still running their game plan, still running the football. No need to spread out wide and start throwing it deep, thinking you need to get back in this game. Just like you guys said. I mean, we're still in the first half. 2 touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
If my math is decent.
Yeah, with athletes all over the field, you can score again.
Oh, yeah. Get a couple of stops.
Zipped out to the far side. And going complete to Sutton again, and he's going to have the first down for Murphy.
Nice little safe play running the out there over there in the flat. Throw it out there wide, you know, where the corner can't get to it unless he goes through the receiver.
Sutton anticipating the cold front coming through with the long sleeves tonight.
I appreciate that, young man. Now some trouble, but Sims able to take the handoff, and he comes into McGill territory to the 49.
I think it was just the read option, and he, to the last moment, was trying to read his keys and probably got it.
He was at the end of his page when he was reading his book, huh?
Sims was the right conclusion, and they get more positive yards.
Pickup of 7. So we approach 2.5 to go here in the second quarter. Watford fakes, fires again, and that one's knocked down. Good work over on the far side, but Williams to get a hand on as they were again trying to go back to Jalen Sutton.
Just a hair behind him there. Otherwise, he would have had a positive play there.
Yeah, if it's a little in front of him, he might have a lot of the middle of the field to keep running on.
Yeah, let's take a look at it right here. He just throws it slightly behind him, and that gives the defender a chance to make a play on it. But out in front, like Jim can see there, he's gone.
3rd and 3. Sims trying to bang ahead. He drops the shoulder, and he's got a first down to the 44.
You know, Sims could have been tempted to keep bouncing it, but tough, knowledgeable back. Obviously understood the moment in time and the down and distance, Vic.
Yeah. And give credit to Cauley and his offensive play call over there. I'm pleased with how he's handling this football game.
It's what Murphy usually does. I mean, under Rick Cullen, they like to, you know, a lot of 2-back stuff, run up and run at you.
Yeah, they want to, you know, impose their will.
Yeah,
well, he should. He's got the size.
Yeah, but, I mean, they went through a slew of injuries, torn ACL, and got a bunch of guys banged up in the first half. They had wide receivers back there running the football, and some of the wide receivers are wide receivers because they're wide receivers and not running backs, you know. And so they finally got a little bit healthy, about as healthy as they're going to be this season, and now they're back. Watford pressure, Rawls after it. Rawls still after him, throws, incomplete. He's trying to get it to about the 35, and Marcus Lucas there on the coverage.
Tell me what option was that? Wasn't that about his 4th? You know, it was meant to come to the near side over here. He was afraid of the coverage right there.
He was afraid of some pressure in his face with Rawls.
As well, and then he goes over here and he sees the guy right there in the flat and decides not to hit him, and then he says, I'll go to the deep 3rd.
Big Blake Rawls can run for a kid his size. He's 210 pounds.
It's like he was running downhill chasing him there. 3rd and 10. Floating snap. Looking. Single coverage looking for Sargent, and that one's way overthrown and intercepted. Trey Bendoff is going to bring it back. Bendoff at the 10. All the way up to 20. There's flags. Bendoff all the way up to the 40, but this one's coming back. We'll mark all the way back to about the 14-yard line. And that one just hung up in the air.
Well, let me tell you, what happened on that? That receiver just was not running the route there, and it just made it look as though he overthrew him. But I don't know if the receiver believed he was going to be open, and he just kind of gave up on the route. Makes it look like it's a badly overthrown ball, but credit the defense for playing through the play. Then he turns around, and it's a terrible block in the back, which really wasn't necessary. And they have to call it, and it's going to back them up.
It's the equivalent of a punt and pinning him back down to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, it is.
It was third and long.
But it's disappointing for Murphy to come away with no points, with a chance with good field position late in the first half to tighten the screws a little bit and get back in the game.
Now with a minute 13. McGill-Toolen. Here's what they've done offensively. They fumbled on their first possession. Touchdown, touchdown, punt return for a touchdown, onside kick, and then a touchdown the first play, punt, punt. Try to run it to the near side. Nothing doing there as Quitman Clark, all 295 pounds of him, comes over to bring down Quay.
He was disturbing some stuff in the back, wasn't he? I mean, that big 18-wheeler was all in the backfield.
Murphy has 2 timeouts here. He's stopping for a loss of 1 there on first down. And I think McGill is kind of saying, hey, we'll let this play clock run down as long as we can.
Yeah, since they were backed up, they might as well get out of the half.
You would think real safe here. They'll come off. Marlon Williams up the sideline. Wow. He's forced out of bounds at the 20.
Well, Coach Ross believes in his athletes. He says, hey, we'll go safe, but let me see if mine can make a play.
Interesting.
Nearly did it.
Yep. And he steps out of bounds, stops the clock. Third and about 5.
Nice little quick pass out there. Yeah, if he didn't have that last little shove, he may have had some really positive yardage.
35 Chambers, same play. Right back to Williams up the near side, and he'll be bumped out of bounds, and he's going to have the first down.
Boy, you talk about gambling a little bit here. I mean, going for more points. And the fact is, Murphy showed some life here in the second period. But McGill-Toolen way back in their own end of the field.
A lot of confidence by their coach, huh?
I agree.
And now they get it out. Now they're just going to take a knee.
Okay.
They got the first down, and that'll do it for a first half. But we saw a lot in that first half.
I'm going down and get your oxygen tank for you because I know you're tired over there.
I could use one.
It was about a 3-minute spot of McGill-Toolen hocus pocus that put 28 points on the board.
Let's check in with Ashley. She's got Caleb Ross of the Yellow Jackets.
Coach Ross, that half pass on the reverse that led to the touchdown, the onside kick, was that all part of your game plan?
It's in there. We knew we could possibly get an onside kick. We set that trick up all week, and we felt like that was the perfect time. We had them on their heels. You know, proud of the way we played in the first quarter. A little disappointed the way we played in the second quarter, though. We had some opportunities there, and we didn't take advantage of them. Murphy's a good team. This game's far from over.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Caleb Ross.
I don't know how many more opportunities he wants, but he's getting a little bit of greedy there, I think. He's maximized all of them.
We're going to have a lot of selections for possible players of the game last week. Tyler Johnston. I mean, we talked about the game we got to see last week on the pregame show. Dan Brennan Blunt and Spanish Ford, and Tyler Johnston played great all game, but really that last 4 minutes, he just went out, and that's why he's never lost as a high school starting quarterback.
We saw a lot of great players make a lot of great plays, but what we saw in the final drive when you had to have it was Tyler Johnston putting a team on his back and willing his team to a victory over a very, very strong Blunt team.
The only thing I'm surprised about is he didn't score the 6-point touchdown, but he set up everything else to get him in position here at the end of the game to win it.
So Spanish Fort stayed perfect on the year, and we'll have some players to vote for at the end of tonight's game. We'll have 3. Go to local15tv.com, our Advanced Collision player of the game. It's halftime here at the Lip, 28-14. McGill-Toolen has the lead over Murphy. We'll come back and enjoy the halftime show coming up after this. Halftime here at the Lip, 28-14 our score. McGill-Toolen on top. Time for the Pepsi halftime show. Let's go down and enjoy the Murphy Marching Band. Pepsi halftime show continues on here. McGill leads 28-14. Speaking of McGill, let's go check out their band here at the half. We had an action-packed first half, especially in a little bit of time there. 28-14 is our score. McGill-Toolen scored 28 points in less than 3 minutes, and they did it in as many different ways as you could do it at that time, and just really changed the complexion of this game early on.
They changed the complexion of my mental state. I mean, it was so crazy with everything from a punt return to turnovers to an onside kick that the kicker recovered, unimpeded by anybody, which led to a triple pass or something like that. I'm not sure what I saw.
Well, Murphy probably think they went to the twilight zone. That's probably what happened to them. But, yeah, they got behind the 8-ball, and they got behind it really far.
You know, but like you said, said it was big plays, boom, boom, boom. But other than that, Murphy's done a good job of kind of shutting McGill down the rest of the way. Let's see here. So McGill had a fumble. Murphy got it back. They went up 7-0, and then here's where it kind of started. Touchdown for the Yellow Jackets. That was already in the end zone. It was already, Roberson was already, or Kennedy was already in. And then the onside kick, that was a great job by Green to wait for it to go the 10 yards. And then right after that, they go for the jugular, and the pass from Marlon Williams, that penalty flag was picked up, hit Alex Davis for the touchdown. And it's 28-7 at that point. Murphy comes back, gets a touchdown, and we are having his 28-14. That's where we're at right now. First half, biggest thing we see there, lots of penalties, 11 penalties in that first half. Maybe a little of the emotion we talked about, a part of this game a little bit. So. 216 yards of total offense for McGill in that first half. And again, they give up 14 points. They usually only give up 7 a game. And so see if the second half settles into a little more of kind of what you would expect between two really good teams, more of a grinded out second half.
Yeah, well, I would imagine so. These coaches probably went into the locker room and told them, hey, there's still plenty of time left. McGill, you want to keep your feet on the gas, and if you're Murphy, you're still in it, you want to play hard to get it.
Let's get another orthopedic sideline report from Ashley.
I caught up with Coach Colley, and he basically said they had to weather the storm. Every little trick that Coach Ross decided he wanted to do worked for McGill, even the field position. They get the ball first this half, so he's hoping for better results.
We will see to start the second half. McGill, again, they came out, stopped Murphy to open things up after a 10-play drive on 4th and 1, and they turned it over, so Murphy will have the ball to start the second half. And I think now that Murphy's got those touchdowns, you're down, got that late touchdown, you're down by 2 scores, but it's like, okay, now it's just a two-score game, and it was kind of fluky how it got that way.
If you're wondering if you could score quickly, look at McGill.
Yeah, no doubt.
You got the same sort of skill athletes. You can make it happen real quickly, too. And defend here on the first drive by McGill.
McGill gets it to start the second half. And
one thing that could be important, Jim, is the wind, which no doubt is probably going to be picking up as the game goes along coming out of the north. That would be from your left to the right. Murphy will be heading that way in the fourth quarter, and they've got a great kicker.
They'll have it at their back. So Farney sends this one to the 10. Roberson up the left side, and he's got a gap to the 40, and he's bumped out of bounds at midfield.
Well, I'm so thankful for that because we just haven't had enough big plays.
Keep you on the edge of the seat. So McGill's picking up where they left off, winning in all phases of the game, defensively, offensively. Now, again, a big play on special teams.
And, Caleb Ross talked about that as we watched the return here, that, they had that double pass play. They've been working on that, the onside kick. They've been setting that up. But, as we have another flag back at the 21, our 12th flag of this game.
So the refs picking up where they left off.
Yeah. Right. But you're putting that stuff in, you're working for it, and you want to find the right game to put it in, and you're thinking, we'll put it. But if we could do it against our arch rivals, it'd be even extra.
I think more than just the game, it was the spot for the game. You said, we thought we picked the perfect spot to try that right after the onside kick. If I recall,
exactly.
Right?
Yep. And you call the onside kick, you get that, you got all the momentum going.
That's the kind of play, if you end up with a big loss, everybody's grumbling in the stands.
Yep.
Why'd they do that?
That's a 40-yard field position
and
penalty.
Dan's like, what? He's not listening to my play calling?
To the near side, Larry Rembert's got it in. Rembert up the near sideline. Can he pull away? Rembert at the 50, 40, and inside the 30.
Yeah, good job by Myron Collins just to stay with it and chase him down.
62 yards
Touchdown saving play by Myron Collins.
Without Larry Rembert's mother, Jim Cox does not make it in the parking lot.
To say this.
She let me in. How about just right here, open field? Able to pull away.
Well, Rembert fell, the defender, and he made that spin to his left, and it was a wise move.
Yeah, that was James Spriggs, who he got away from, and now to the near side and staying on his feet is Kennedy. Down to around the 17.
Running that counter tray, just having a convoy of those linemen in front of him and just milking those blocks for everything they've got in every sip.
Just smacking Murphy in the face here to start the second half. Exactly what Murphy did not want to happen.
A bigger team, you know, a bigger, more physical team is what we heard a lot of coming into this one. Dropped, ball is loose, recovered by Quitman Clark. Wow, McGill turnover, and that one, if we were watching a tennis match, that'd be an unforced error. I mean, that was just
right.
dropped, and then Quitman Clark falls on it.
Because of his size, he goes down real quick.
Yeah, I was about to say, no tennis around here. These guys too big to get to the corners.
How about that? Hey, quick shout out, Jim and Vic, to a longtime fan of the UTV 44 Game of the Week, Skeeter Deal, here in Mobile. She has been watching the games. She's a big UMS supporter, but she doesn't care. She loves all the young guys on the field of all the teams, public and private in Mobile, and just gets the biggest kick, watches every play of every game.
How about that, Skeeter? Thanks for thanks for tuning in. Thanks for reaching out to us as well.
Great young lady, too.
We love to have that.
Wow, so McGill turns the ball over, and now Murphy at the 21. We'll call it officially the 22 here to open things up in the second half. Watford throws the near side, and total miscommunications between him and Ira Wiggins.
Yeah, I think the coaches, we can hear them in the other booth saying, hey, just stand up and throw that little opening right there. But the receiver wasn't on the same page. He didn't hear him from up here, Jim.
Yeah.
Hey, Wes, get out.
So incomplete on first down, and here Panthers on 2nd and 10. They give it off up the middle, and Thornton, it's maybe one. Yeah. Tough sledding in there is Anthony File on there to make the stop.
You know,
that was Sims, actually.
You see the physical play. You hear all the screaming on the sidelines. I mean, this thing is amped up and has been from the start.
Marshall in there as well. Boy, Marshall's played well defensively here tonight for McGill. 3rd and call it a long 9. Watford over the middle, fires. And he's going to have it complete to Lewis for the first down. Anthony Lewis, the sophomore, with a reception.
Yeah, weapons on the outside and kids that will compete and catch the football, Vic, because we've seen that a bunch of times tonight.
Yeah, they've got some players as well over there on the Murphy side. And as you can see right there, he drives it in there. The receiver comes down low and collects it in.
6th catch of the year for the sophomore. You know, this Murphy team has never won at the Lip. They are 0-4 here and ahead. And we asked Rick Cawley in the pregame show, our fun little questions we do. We said, favorite road stadium to go play in?
Yeah.
He said the Lip.
Yeah, how about that?
He said he loves coming here to play. He'd love it more
if he can get a victory.
Yeah.
Loves the atmosphere. We haven't seen any better than we've seen tonight here, and we've seen a lot of big games here.
Yep.
Yeah, as they
playoff
still
games
are stacked around the edges around the stadium.
Those folks parked a mile away.
It's as good as the semifinal game we saw here a few years back.
Yeah.
Far side complete. They go back to the sophomore Lewis.
And I like what, the fact that Murphy is hanging in.
Yep.
People are, maybe not going to have to leave early, right? Hang in for the whole thing, because this team taking a punch, but now hanging in the game, and they're a touchdown away from really making this interesting.
Lewis, big lanky sophomore, 6'3", 185 pounds.
Good-looking player.
3rd and 6. No shortage of those on the Murphy campus. Watford with pressure. Wants to pull it down, tries to get around Rawls. Now he's going to be hit, wrapped up, and Stanley finishes him off all the way back to the 34-yard line.
That's outstanding push by Miles Stanley. Just stay in your lane. Yeah. The quarterback's going to appear at some point, and he's probably been working hard in there on those guards and tackles, and he finally gets him some something he can feast on right there when that quarterback steps in there, and he just gives him a nice bear hug. Here's that bear hug coming right there. Hey, I love you. How about laying down here?
A bang.
Barney with a high kick. Fair catch. Hinton calls for that one at the 35-yard line. Hinton has a touchdown return in this game already.
Yeah, and you might notice, kind of subtle, but that guy's a heck of a kicker. Hinton had to come up for that ball. That's because of that wind we've been talking about. That's only beginning to push a little bit harder out of the north. That would be from your left side of the screen to the right in case a kick is going to be important late in this game.
Yeah, and that's... We were talking about that with Caleb Ross on the field before the game, saying we'd love to be going back toward our field house. But they will be doing that in the fourth quarter. Clark, the tight end.
Wide open.
Chambers rolls out, buys some time, and throws it away.
Sorry, Jim, to collide with you there, but you mentioned Clark.
Yep.
And I think he was in there for a reason. I don't know why Chambers didn't pull the trigger, Vic. Did you see what I saw?
I did not. I was looking at him, and they're going.
He's almost a secret weapon at this point because they don't use Clark much. And he's got
the outside of the box there.
Climbing downfield.
Well, I think he was outside of the box and had the right to just sling that away.
Intentional grounding, high school.
No, you don't matter where you are.
Intentional grounding in high school. And there was nobody around him there, and it almost looked like he was trying to buy a little more time. But you're right, Clark was streaking down.
Yeah, nobody on him.
And they usually keep him, lined up as the tight end in tight, and that time kind of shifted him out toward the slot a little more.
Yeah, they didn't have, they were not aligned to protect against Clark going down the middle.
2nd and 25. Chambers zips this one to the near side. Rembert with the catch, breaks another tackle. How about the tackle breaking of Rembert we've seen here tonight?
Yeah, you hate to see it defensively. Kind of sloppy, not wrapping these receivers up. I mean, Rembert's playing tough and making some twists, but you should expect that out there on the corner.
Gets it back up to the original line of scrimmage.
Sometimes we get too caught up in talking about, boy, there's a lot of talent on that Murphy team. Well,
yeah, you're right.
How about Mac T?
3rd and 10 from the 35.
Yeah, more than anything, Mac T has kids that just compete on every play.
They do. But some of them are talented.
May not be so big and strong, but boy, I tell you, they'll scrap with you.
Chased and thrown away. And this is going to be another one. DeMontez Chambers was in there. And the McGill bench is saying, hey, there was a receiver. Larry Rembert was near.
Yeah, they're not buying it, though.
Yeah, he was in the area. I think he was in the stands. Chambers versus Chambers, and DeMontez wins on this one.
I mean, when the closest person to the ball you throw is a 3rd grader with a bow in her hair.
I saw that. I was looking out.
I was like, don't get hurt, little girl.
Yeah, I was concerned. Yeah, I understand.
So they waved.
So they decide to wipe away the penalty?
Yeah, they said Rembert was close enough.
Well, if you're wondering what the crowd's like here tonight, there's some fans that are parked in one area where they're not supposed to be, probably just begging to find a spot. And their cars are being towed.
Not a great kick to the near side. But it does take a wonderful McGill bounce down to the 14-yard line.
A horrible Murphy bounce.
All right. Say hello to my friend Anthony Sargent checking in with me. Says he's got a nephew out there with
Corey Sargent. Is Corey Sargent who made the catch early in the first half?
Oh, is that maybe his nephew there?
I bet it was. Made that first half catch for
Anthony. Fighting some challenges with his help, but he's doing well now.
All right, Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers Game of the Week. Accident victims, you should call 911, get a police report, and seek medical attention. Victims on average get 3.5 times more compensation with an attorney. Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers are local. They live here and they work here right in their community. And there's no appointment needed, and they never pay for parking. And unlike here at McGill, also they will not tow your car. That's not what they do.
But let's make it clear. It's not McGill doing the towing. They're on somebody's property that says you don't belong here.
And they said if you're parked behind the Murphy stands, seemed
not
like
necessarily the McGill side.
I was saying it was like, the towing might have been a little skewed toward the Murphy fans.
I think that's just a matter of geography.
Well, how do you know who's belonging and who doesn't? That's what I want to know.
2nd and 10. Watford throws it. Now that ball, they whistle incomplete. You always got to be a little wondering as they try to get back to Green. So quick 3rd and 10 now coming up here for the Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers don't want a quick 3 and out here. Let's see if Watford can pull something out of his hat here to get the kicks, the sticks kicked.
Another region game to update you on here in 7A. 41-18 Foley all over Theodore. 3rd and 10. Watford with pressure coming. Watford trying to get away, and he will not as Carlton Marshall makes the sack.
Right, he ran him down and lassoed him like a cattle, didn't he?
He did, man. Marshall, good-sized kid at about 200 pounds.
And Watford, I think, underestimated his speed.
Yeah, he can run like his brother, who used to return kicks for McGill and now is up in North Alabama.
Filbert,
yeah.
Second sack tonight. Should have had a safety earlier in tonight's game.
He's the hefty version of Filbert right there, but a really good athlete, too.
Wow, and Farney was quickly on to punt here, and McGill with a chance to flip the field with that long punt of their own.
Yep.
And now Murphy had too many on the field, and so this is going to back him up half the distance to the goal here. So now they'll snap it from about the 3.
Well, just set up punt a little deeper. You have to be careful of that back end zone line, of course. Don't want to take a step back.
Look at Hinton. Hinton standing on the Panther 35.
Yeah.
McGill's going to get excellent field position.
Quick kick. Goes off toward the Murphy sidelines. And
wow. Hinton overestimated.
28-yard line is where McGill will get this great field position.
Will they start off in the Papa John's red zone?
Yeah, they're close. They're close. We'll take a timeout halfway through the 3rd.
I'm going to order a pizza.
14, McGill on top.
I'm always in the...
Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Ashley Pope on the sideline, Jared Kihas in the truck, Brian Aaron, our statistician, and our great crew here. Our crew was not all that excited about the record high of 93 in Mobile while they were setting up today.
They'll like it better breaking down.
Come the Yellow Jackets, ball loose on the ground as well, and this time it's Chambers that falls on it on the 30.
I'll tell you what, Coach Ross has got something to work on this week, ball security. We have seen it on the ground for McGill more than we've ever seen it, I think.
Yeah, a lot of it seems to be, you know, unforced.
Yeah, not being jarred loose. Let's watch Chambers here. Looked like he wanted to keep it. And so did Quay Kennedy.
Great option.
And Murphy's defense stiffening here.
They're trying to show that, hey, they want this football game as well.
Neil Farrell in there.
I mean, look at these guys in white. They are just a lot to deal with, size-wise.
Farrell, he's got those Clemson offers out here.
Yeah.
USC.
Farrell and Clark, both juniors.
South Carolina, that is.
Chambers, little play action. Looks left side, fires right at the sticks, and he's going to have it and the first down.
Yeah, right. Nice little comeback pass there. He threw it.
Marlon Williams. Yep, Marlon Williams with the catch. Wow, how about the awareness there by Chambers, knowing just what he needed.
Yep.
Williams goes just to the sticks. They get the first down on 3rd and 10.
That's the 2015 Chambers.
Yep.
The kid that was able to work on his craft the whole offseason, and it shows.
You know, first down just inside the 20.
And they need to adjust the sticks to confirm the first down. Now we'll get the play, I think.
Chambers, just a quick out. That one thrown a little in front of Williams.
Yeah, I guess he was anticipating him running on upfield, but Williams was thinking he was going to put it between the numbers.
And Williams.
Or on the single-digit number.
Been a little banged up back in the lineup tonight. He was kind of standing still.
Yeah. Usually that pass is right in the chest, but Chambers just led him a little bit.
And 2nd and 10, they go right back to it. And they complete it this time, and Williams bumped out of bounds at the 16.
That too. That was quick correction by those two.
Run it again. That's what the play was.
This time I'm going to lead you, so go upfield with it.
3rd and 6. Scoreless second half thus far. 4:43 to go in the 3rd. Blitz coming. Chambers Gets away from it. Now rolls out. More pressure coming, and he'll be dropped by Farrell back at the 31.
It's the guy that I was talking about when we were talking about the physical nature of this Murphy team along the defensive front. Man.
Yeah, Big Farrell, man. Like I said, he's got offers from South Carolina, Clemson, Kentucky, USA. So he's showing you why he needs to hang around and play his senior year and go on to the next level.
Not declare early, come back for a senior year at Murphy. Loss of 15.
And they're going to go for it on 4th down.
A 4th and 20 here for the Jackets. Chambers, more pressure coming, rolls out, fires incomplete. And Murphy's defense, wow, McGill gets the ball at the 28-yard line of the Panthers and comes away empty, and they had a 1st down near the 10. This Murphy defense.
Big stop. And here's how they did it, too. Pressuring the quarterback.
Looking for Rembert in that one.
Yeah, looks like one hop.
I got an update on this situation where people are being towed. Friend has sent me a message that last week her daughter's car was towed from that area. $250 in cash gets it back.
Yeah, I see the tow truck in the distance.
This one dropped. That happened to me at Mardi Gras one time.
Not a pleasant experience.
I can tell you, I did not handle it well. I did not.
Happened to me in South Beach one time, and I was living.
Not
a good feeling to come back and the vehicle's not there.
I won't go into all the details here, but this does not look like it's a pleasant thing. So hopefully people are getting their cars moved.
Well, at least Jim and I, we admit we've done it, but apparently Dan, it doesn't happen. He parks right up front and they don't bother.
Watford trying to come to the near side, and McGill's defense is going to force a 3rd and long here coming up for Murphy.
Short of the clergy thing, that what I do is I just place a little card there on top of the dash that it's got my picture.
Oh, and that keeps them off.
At that point, it's hands off.
Well, I thought you were going to tell us your driver just, drives around until you come out of whatever you're going.
No, I enjoy the experience.
3rd and 7 from the 33. Watford pump down, pulls it down. Can he get to the edge? He will. He'll outrun Stanley, and he'll get the 1st down at the 47. Smart
play
there by Watford.
I thought he had the slant, though. I thought he had it, Dan.
Yeah.
Jim, did you not?
It was the only thing he was looking for. That's when he didn't feel like he had it. But have we seen some athletic quarterbacks in the last couple of weeks, sir? Man.
Well, we always see a few here and there in Mobile. These coaches know, hey, if you put your best athlete at quarterback, you got a chance in every football game.
I think that might have been Nettles that was coming up to jump the route, and that's why he pulled it back down.
He wasn't comfortable with it. Huh?
Right. He was not.
Watford to his right. Now looks. Dumps that one off, incomplete.
Yeah, he had a guy in the area.
Everybody at McGill now, because they were, cited for that for the...
Right. The Murphy receiver was about 26 yards closer to the ball than the last McGill receiver.
But in Orange, they don't see it that way.
It's 2nd and 10.
And they'll stick the buzzing bees on that.
Caleb Ross, of course, long time. Up at Prattville, was over at Spanish Ford. Came over here, was the offensive coordinator under Bart Sessions when he was the head coach. Wow. Thornton comes ahead, and then another flag at the end of this one.
Nifty little run by him, though.
It was a lot of effort. That's where you usually get a hold, though. See if that's the case.
He kept his feet moving, all the trash around his ankle. He just step over it, spin around here, get some more yardage. All for naught, though.
So the hold will back up the Panthers.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay 2nd down.
Hey, we love coming to the Lip. I mean, we love coming to do games here. It's been great since it opened. And another big game at the Lip tomorrow morning. Captain Joe Guile. Now, folks know Joe Guile is undefeated junior St. Ignatius Impalas taking on St. Mary's in the opening round of the CYO playoffs.
Oh, Jim Cox. Giving that a little CYO love.
Ira Wiggins with the catch. Trying to wrestle it up near midfield. Pre-game at 9:30. We kick it off at 10 here on UTV 44.
Why not? Just come on back. Just keep everything set up.
Yeah, right.
Got a Panther limping off.
That was Wiggins who made the catch.
Yeah, prayerfully he's A-OK. Play was set up beautifully and with some blockers out in front to get that positive yardage, and he He did all he could to get there. Third and a manageable down, I would say. Very much so than back behind the sticks.
Now, 3rd and 8 here for the Panthers. See the wind a little to the top of the goalpost, but if you see the American flag in the corner, you really see that north wind that's starting to
make itself be known. There you go. There's a look at it.
Watford with pressure coming. He's hit by Arsenault, and it's up in the air and incomplete. And Arsenault, wow, got him kind of right in the ribs there, that mid-body shot. And it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, they had that Cobra coming from both ends over there, applying the pressure, and he had to get rid of it quick, so he just kind of threw it, and I think they might have hit his arm.
Arsenault's like
his trajectory off, or he was just taking the hit.
He's like the guy that shows up at the party that makes everybody feel a little uncomfortable.
Give him some room.
That's his role.
Farney angles this one toward the right side. Flag dropped at the 47. This flag was, punt was to the far side of the field, and the flag was dropped all the way over here.
I mean, just so many flags.
I've lost count. I've run out of fingers and toes.
Well, so we have Brian Aaron here.
And his Mac is blown up over there, the computer.
All right, let's find out what.
Holding on the return team. 10 yards from the spot of the end of the kick. 1st down.
Boy, that's a holding call way away from the return, early in the return. 16th penalty here tonight between these two teams.
Man.
Let's see. McGill start at the 15. I mean, you take out a 3-minute stretch in this game, and it's a real evenly played game. I mean, it's been
no doubt.
You know, great defenses on both sides.
Yeah, no, it was that kind of twister of a 3-minute spot of action.
Chambers, long throw to the near side. Rembert's got it, breaks the tackle. Larry Rembert up the sidelines inside the 50 and all the way down to the 40-yard line. Same play we saw on the drive 2 drives ago, back down deep.
Same guys. Marvin Collins, the one saves the touchdown tackle.
Yeah, and he breaks the tackle after the catch. Same way.
45 yards for the son of the nicest parking attendant at a high school game in Mobile.
I mean, twice he's almost been able to greet his mom at the fence.
And just like that, again, McGill changes field position.
We come with that counter trade.
Yeah, Roberson takes a big lick on that one. Nicholas Young, a junior, came up. Murphy plays a lot of guys on defense, get a lot of guys coming in and going out there.
Well, that's a nice job by Nicholas Young. That'll give him some more playing time for certain. The way he came up there and forced that thing, just made his way through the forest to the tackle, to the runner.
Inside a minute to go in the 3rd. Another long throw. Davis with the catch. Tries to split the defenders, and he's up to the 30, and 3rd and very short coming up here for the Yellow Jackets.
I'll tell you what, Coach Ross is really confident in Chappaire's throwing those long passes out there, and he doesn't necessarily have the strongest arm we're going to see. Kind of makes me nervous as it's in the air.
Yeah, it was in the air a long time. You're right.
3rd and 1. Now, Bubba Thompson in at quarterback. And Thompson's going to be stopped short.
Yeah, I think he should have just kept on around the end where the rest of his compadres were and had a chance. SOS, same old play.
It's going to bring.
Now he's going to change his mind.
Quarter comes to an end here.
And quarter in.
And we'll start the fourth. And a long one coming up. McGill with the ball. They lead it 28-14. 4th quarter coming up after this. We are through 3 here at the Lip. 28-14. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett. McGill-Toolen cheerleaders. I mean, you think we get excited about Murphy McGill week? I mean, just the student bodies. I mean, this is everything. This 4th and 1 here, and Paris Chambers out. Is Bubba Thompson in at quarterback? They give it off, and going ahead is Kennedy to the 25, and he's got the first down.
Coach Ross is not playing around. You get those running backs going vertical and not horizontal, good things are going to happen.
Now they put Paris Chambers back in at quarterback.
Gets to play from the sideline, tells the rest of the offense.
Pitch to the near side. Kennedy got a good block. Good work by Marlon Williams there, helping to free him up so he can get a handful.
Yeah, and one of the keys, I think, for Murphy was this little something there that one of the defenders saw. He got up in the hole really fast there, pre-snap.
So Murphy's only losses this year come to Viger in overtime. They lost to Daphne 28-27. Both those non-region games. Fired up the far side, slowly gets there, and Rembert makes a move, spins in for the touchdown.
Wow. Hey, that's just poor defense right there. Took the wrong route to cover the receiver, and that time he didn't have to even wrestle him off.
Yeah, he didn't get touched. Nice little spin move, and Rembert with a touchdown, and McGill stretches it out to 34-14 with the PAT coming.
Rembert's got a better spin move than Westbrook of Oklahoma City.
Yeah, he's got a better spin move than some of the video games.
I tell you. And it's, if you're coming this way, I'll spin that way. He's guessed twice or 3 times correctly on what angle to go after the catch.
Our first points in the second half, and it's 35-14. McGill with the lead over Murphy.
Yeah, that's just great instincts by that young man to feel the defender and then make the right move, whether he twists his body inside or out, and just makes the play. And then if he grabs him, you know, he's just got the veracity to break the tackle.
He spun twice, and then the one time he just kept running the route is when he made the big run most recently, coming left to right. And that's just kind of, like Vic says, it's athletic ability, but it's also competitiveness, and it's also an awareness.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at these McGill kids and how they do their job. I mean, they do their job. They don't try to do somebody else's job. They do their job.
You're right.
And
it's enough.
Yep.
Well, trust me, every coach tries to drill that in every football team. And, you know, if you do your job and play as a team, play with some oneness, things like this will happen.
Well, Cox tries
35-14.
He tries to drill it in me, and sometimes I'm just not that effective.
You're not receiving it.
Uh-oh.
The trouble is this one mishandled and up to the 15-yard line. Jalen Smith, and long way to go. Aaron's scoring summary: 6 plays, 85 yards. 2 minutes and 17 seconds. They had the big 4th down. Conversion of course, the big play on 1st down. And they picked up 45 yards to Rembert.
Right. Rembert is easing himself into the conversation as possible player of the game. We'll get to that later.
Rembert, his mom, and then someone else are my votes.
I know Jim's truck better not be towed tonight if it's towed of any night.
Watford rolls out, looks, fires this one over the middle, and looked like Trey Bendolph was closest one there to go after as they were trying to get it off to Jalen Sutton again.
Anytime Sutton is their best deep threat, and guess who knows that? McGill-Toolen, because anytime they try to go deep for Sutton, he's been the second one in the race.
Sure, yeah, he's over the top every time, and you know that wasn't a bad play selection. Try to take a shot right here because it is running out of time now.
2nd down and 10. Washington gives chase, and that one incomplete to Wiggins. And 3rd and 10 coming up.
And I would have liked to seen a run at that point, because now you put yourself in an obvious passing situation. So McGill's gonna stack it even higher. Right there at the 10-yard line mark, 10 yards distance mark.
3rd and 10 from the 15.
The money down for him.
Watford to the near side. Drops a flag. They didn't complete to the sophomore Lewis.
Is he gonna call that rub? Pass interference? There was a lot of clear nod right there.
Let's watch.
Money down for him. He was left totally alone there.
Well, Little rub action with the two receivers.
Yeah, must have been something like that. He saw immediately because he threw the flag. Nope. Ineligible downfield. That'll make Coach Saban throw a chair.
Why would anyone be downfield?
Ineligible receiver downfield on their offense. 5 yards from the previous spot. Still first down.
Well, these linemen, they get anxious too. They got adrenaline as well, so they want to be a part of the football game. And these coaches drilling them so much about going downfield and making a block. Maybe they thought it was a quick pass and, you know, get down there and do it.
It was a quick pass.
I wonder if it was where he was lined up on the line.
That's what I'm thinking. It might have been not an interior guy, but
it might have been him. It might have been
wrong, right?
Yeah, it might have been Lewis.
He may have been covered up.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was probably it, because there's no reason for a lineman to be downfield that quickly unless it is a screen.
3rd and 15. Pressure coming from the backside. Over the middle, they get Lewis, and he's got it. And the sophomore is out near midfield, and a first down, a big conversion for the Panthers on 3rd and 15.
Well, he says no matter what, hey, I still got it here. Throw it to me on that little skinny post, and I've got the inside on the defender this time. Sling it in there, I'll catch it.
Finally, a guy that can...
And I'm eligible.
Yeah. And he gets deep on the McGill defense when nobody else has been able to. This sophomore is showing up big time tonight, guys.
They pick up 40 on the completion. We go to Jalen Sutton, and he makes a little move. And he'll pick up about 6.
I agree with the coaches beating on the wall there. They were saying, why go lateral? Go forward, young man. Go vertical. That's where the first down marker is. It's not on the edges of the field. It's downfield.
2 minutes gone by in the 4th.
Well, in fairness, the markers are actually down the field and on the edge of the field. But I see what you're saying.
Kind of seeing some new sets with the twin receivers here. Watford going to keep it. Waits for a block. Try to get to the outside. Stays on his feet. Gets the first down. Arsenault there to finally bring it down.
Get a whole lot more.
Yeah, you're right, though, Jim. Not just all the power sets we saw to start the game. And now they are back to a 21-point deficit, so they are chasing now.
Yep.
But, I mean, they've got the athletes to run it at you, and they've got the athletes to spread it out.
He looked like he may have been down there. More pressure coming. Watford trying to get out, stays on his feet, runs into a swarm of Yellow Jackets. He'll be stopped for a 3-yard loss.
It's a swarm of Jackets, but it's one guy in particular that does his job and keeps that play from getting to the outside. Just amazing.
Yeah, they set the edge like nobody's business and stay in their lanes, doing their job as they're taught through the week.
I think it was Rawls, number 12, Jim. Doesn't get credited with anything except for me and Vic and anybody paying close attention to how that play got broken down.
I bet his mom and dad's cheer.
2nd and 13. Back off to the near side. Wiggins cuts it to the 35 and falls to the 33.
Yeah, I thought he had an alley there, but he saw it late. And then the McGill defenders had a chance to react.
Is it easier to see it from up here on the press box, Vic, than it is down in the field in a situation like that?
Second guessing these kids, of course.
I think these are plays that are big plays for Murphy in other games.
Yeah.
And they're not against McGill.
That's a great point. Great point. Watford looks, goes back to the sophomore, and it's nearly intercepted as Bendolph tried to get it on the ricochet off of Lewis, and 4th down coming up.
Yeah, that's going to be frustrating, Vic. You run your offense and you get big plays in most of the games with plays that, you know, certain results. And against McGill-Toolen, you do the same thing, and
comes up, no.
Yeah, the returns are a lot less.
That's a word I'm sure Jim's not familiar with, but my dad used to say naught. That is a country southern thing for zero.
Naught, no. N-A-U-G-H-T.
Yeah. Well, don't ask me to spell it. I can say it.
All for naught.
No, all for naught.
4th and 6, and Murphy forced to go for it here with just a little over 8 minutes to go. Officials getting together here, as they've done a fair amount tonight.
Yeah, and also letting the quarterback be a part of the decision making. I've never seen that.
We know how DeMarcus is going to vote. Let's listen.
Any whistles in the stands? Thank you.
Somebody had a whistle in the stands.
Not good at all.
Unless your car's being towed, then try anything you can do.
Yeah, never do that, fans. You can get some people hurt that way. Do not do that. These are high school kids.
4th and 6. Watford with Rawls on pressure, throwing it, looking for the sophomore Lewis in the end zone. And he's got it for the touchdown.
Wow. He had to wait on it to come down from out of the clouds, and once it started to descend, he ascended and went up there and got it.
Lewis, we didn't see him featured much in the first half.
No, but he's the guy here in the second half, and you can see why. Plenty of talent.
Double team, goes up and gets it.
He's had 2 plays that have resulted in about 80 yards in this drive and a touchdown.
Wow, what a catch. Tips it to himself.
And Watford does a good job to just put it in play where he can make a play on it.
And it's a 2-score game again, 35-21.
A lot of fight in these Panthers, Dan.
A lot of time left, 8 minutes. Murphy McGill for the 84th time here on UTV 44.
How about that?
I saw Ty Billard yesterday morning, as a matter of fact, over at Joe Bullard. So,
well, that's where he works.
8 plays, 85 yards, 34-yard touchdown catch on 4th down.
Yeah.
4th down, they complete it. And
well, that guy had to go up and compete, that young sophomore.
Murphy brings it back to 35-21. Still a lot of time left. Both teams with all 3 timeouts.
They've got to control Rimbert.
Yeah.
He's the one ripping off big plays to keep the ball away from Murphy. Give the Panthers credit. They did not go away when the 28-point flurry happened to them.
Farney kicks it into the end zone.
More evidence of the wind.
Yep.
Yeah, it just blew my rosters all over the press box. I had to gather them back in.
Dick Lockett, what does Murphy do right here? Obviously, they need the ball.
Well, of course, you know they're going to be pulling and tugging at it as if they were, every time McGill handles the football. So, yeah, quick turnover would be precious.
Look at that crowd.
I tell you what, those construction workers are excited, aren't they, with their orange vests?
You know, the McGill fans, McGill student body here huge. Murphy, I'll tell you about that in a second, is the give. No gain there. Good penetration. Nicholas Smith in there. The Murphy fans, they're tailgaters, what they call themselves. They were trying to recruit the hooligans from Baker. Baker doesn't play tonight, to get them to come on the Murphy side to help them cheer against McGill.
Imagine Baker rooting for Murphy.
Yeah, they were trying to join forces to root against McGill. Big Twitter action going on about that during the week, all in good fun.
Sound of truce, huh? Moratorium for the week.
Yeah. Just for this week. Dumped out. Quade Kennedy makes a move inside, got around Spriggs. And he's up to about the 27-yard line. 3rd and short coming up.
Great job by Kennedy being very decisive, Vic.
And Kendrick Haynes, he saved the tackle there. Was going to go very far. Like reaching for the football there. I think he had not disturbed him with that ball. He was going to make a move on the rest of the defenders.
3rd and 3. Chambers, near side, gets it, and he's got it complete to Hinton, and he's going to have the first down.
It just kills me, the confidence they've got in Ross to throw these little passes out there. And tell you what, this doesn't happen unless they've been practicing quite a bit through the summer on through now, and the execution's there.
Yeah, and they were great at 7-on-7 back in the spring and in the summer, and you can see it here.
Yep. Looking to Marlon Williams, who tries to come to the inside. And Tyrell Thabit with the stop.
And Coach Ross, the first coach I've ever heard verbally credit the development of his quarterback to the 7-on-7 competition, which they just started here lately. Didn't have that when I was in high school. Would have loved to compete in it. But it helps these skill position players a ton.
Spanish Fork beats Daphne 35-13.
When I was in high school, the fields weren't even lined. You just had to guess. You just had to have a feel.
We did a game at Tremere Park where it was like that one night, Dan Brennan.
That's right.
2nd and 7. Inside, Kennedy has the first down.
Yeah, nice play selection there. Go with a safe run after all of that passing and keep the Murphy defense honest.
The only thing wrong there is going out of bounds at the very end.
Yeah, that's it. And don't like the tackling on the Panthers there.
Halfway through the fourth quarter. 35-21. Chambers wants to keep it in. Chambers. Spriggs gets him around the ankles, or Chambers is celebrating in the end zone right now.
He was about to take off. You could see the acceleration was about one step from where we saw it right there.
No doubt. You know, and Coach Ross talked about saving him a little bit for the playoffs, but right there, he just said, turn loose, son.
Yeah, it was about to be taillights. He's played a great game again.
Yeah, he's just solid.
Picks up 6. This we're down to 5.5. Kennedy drilled in the backfield. Good penetration.
Big number 98 says nope. Or is that 78?
That's Mose. No, that was Izano Mose.
Or Quitman Clark.
I think it was 90. Was it 98? Yeah, it was 98 coming in. They got a whole bunch of them. Like, they just keep rotating in and out of there, is what Caleb Ross was saying in the pregame show.
Yeah. And they all got 8s in one of the digits, and you can get confused.
I think Mose had a brother played it. Murphy is a linebacker a few years back.
Yeah.
3rd and 5. Whistles.
Look what they were trying to do right there.
Dropped up on the far side.
Quick out. Fake
it and go.
Fake the quick out.
And they were probably primed for that.
And Hinton had it. I mean,
So you would say Coach Ross has been marinating them for that play?
Yep. It's been successful.
Yes. Rick Cawley over on the Murphy side was talking about Caleb Ross this week, and he said I think he's the best play caller in Mobile.
I heard that.
He said I think he's the best play caller in Mobile.
I'm starting to agree with him here as I see the play selection undeveloped.
3rd and 10. Chambers with pressure hit. Ball is loose and recovered by the Panthers at the 32.
Good hustle by the D there.
Farrell on it again. His 2nd fumble recovery tonight. Somebody swatted the arm, and Farrell falls on a loose ball again, and Murphy back in business at the 32 of the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, McGill's fortunate there. Murphy's fortunate there. They pressure the quarterback and get his arm and get his arm going forward.
Boy, Farrell brings a lot.
Turns it over.
He brings a lot of athleticism for a guy that big, Vic.
He does. He sees that football on the ground. He's got a nose for it, doesn't he?
3rd turnover on the night for the Yellow Jackets.
See if Murphy can get points off the turnover.
Murphy has not been able to throw it deep down the field well tonight. Nothing there. Watford running out, still looking to throw, and that one's incomplete. Let's try for Villegas on that one in 2nd and 10 coming up with 4.5 to go. Boy, Murphy gets a touchdown here, and things tighten up a bit at the lip.
No doubt.
Villegas was open for a beat or two there. Just the quarterback didn't see him early enough.
Again, pressured by McGill. That's their recipe.
Sims up the middle, falls to about the 27.
I like it. Enough time to do a little bit of running. Make sure those linebackers are not bailing out of there for the pass coverage.
And if they are, your run play can be as big as a pass.
Exactly. Coach him up, Coach Dano.
Third and 6. Low snap. Watford with pressure. Throws it to the near side, and coming back to make the reception is Jalen Sutton, and he's got the first down.
Great concentration by that young man to just fight from the defender and look that football in and come back to his quarterback to help him out.
Stops the clock while they reset the chains. Watford just being athletic keeps that one going.
There's some competition going on out there, guys.
Watford again. Zings it out to the far side. Villegas has got it, and he steps out of bounds.
Yeah, he was open early. I tell you, Watford hesitated on getting it out there, but that's got to be a time and play. Get it to him quick so he can turn up the field and get some more yardage.
Yeah, Murphy in the Papa John's delivery zone, but also that's a long throw. Another one of those long throws.
Yeah, these coaches are confident in these quarterbacks' arms. We've seen it all night from both offenses.
Watford now gives it on the inside as Thornton down to the 20, or down to the 10. He's be very close to the first down.
And I think they've got to step it up a little bit now in terms of their pace.
He's got the first down. And again, Murphy, all 3 timeouts left. That's going to be important. And first and goal from the 10 for the Panthers.
They've got to get 2 quick scores.
Got to get a score and then got to get the ball back. Watford throws underneath. He's able to get that one complete to Wiggins. But it's down to the 5, and the clock's still running with 3:20 left. They got to be in the hurry up here, and they are.
I agree.
Out there on the coverage was Trey Young. And we're approaching 3 minutes to go. Watford looks to the right, pressure coming. Rolls out, tries to run it, tucks it down, and he's got the Murphy touchdown. And no flags.
Yeah, he had Lewis open in the back of the end zone, but he felt more confident in his feet than his arms, so he decided to scamper on in.
Yeah, feet like that.
Why not, huh?
Why not, yeah.
Farney on for the PAT with 3 minutes left. And it's 35-28. And hey, before we get the kickoff, let's get another Scholastic Athlete of the Week brought to you by the Gulf Coast offices of Alexander Shannara. Let's find out who was the McGill Scholastic Athlete of the Week.
We are here this week with Nick Smith of McGill-Toolen High School for our Scholastic Athlete of the Week. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nick, let's just get to know you for a little bit. What do you like to do when you're not studying, not playing football? What is that third favorite thing to do?
I really like to spend time with my family, especially when we're hunting or fishing together.
Have you been hunting and fishing probably all your life?
Yes.
So what's your favorite fish to catch?
I probably have to say amberjack.
And what is the biggest deer you've ever killed?
About 2 years ago, I killed a 9-point. That was about 195 pounds.
Would you believe I've killed an 8-point before?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Well, in a few months, high school will be over, and you plan to attend Mississippi State, right? What do you plan to do while you're there?
I want to major in kinetics, but I really want to learn about physical rehabilitation.
And what do you want to do with that? Where do you want it to take you?
I'd like to come down here, and I'd like to help all the athletes down here just get over injuries.
Gotcha. All right. Well, one more question for you. Are you ready? It's Murphy versus McGill, the big rivalry this week. It's like I asked the Murphy player, I'm going to ask you. Can't ask you the same question, though. So can you tell me right now what color is the cannon in Mobile?
It's black.
And what happens if you win Friday night?
We're going to paint it orange.
Well, on behalf of the Gulf Coast offices of Alexander Shannara, I'd like to award you this plaque and also a $250 scholarship. Congratulations.
Nick Smith, 3.52 GPA, plays football, 3-year football letter winner. He's going to Mississippi State, and his Yellow Jackets have the lead right now. Give it on the right side, nowhere to go for Kennedy, and Murphy will take their first timeout and stop it with 2:53 to go.
Interesting stuff, Vic Lockett.
Yeah, that's what they need right there. Some quick stops like that, and then get their timeouts in. Try to preserve some time on the clock, get the ball back in their offense hands so that they can go for the tie.
And Murphy with all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
Well, that'll cost them 1 there. That'll take them to 2.
Yep, they'll take the timeout right here. So 2:50, a lot of time left. And you talked about all night long. You've talked about, Vic, the trust Caleb Ross has shown in his quarterback, Paris Chambers. You know, do we see a little more of that here?
Yeah, I think Coach Collie, he's got some confidence in Watford as well, because we've seen him throw a few of those long passes out there. So They're letting these quarterbacks win the game for them. Hey, and they're one of the best athletes on the team.
All right, while we're in the timeout here, who has the current longest winning streak in Alabama High School Athletic Association? Is brought to you by our friends at New Horizon
I would have to say, okay, I'm not going to do that.
St. Paul?
St. Paul's, they had it. They got beat. Clay Chalkville, 22 games coming into tonight. Brian Aaron had that. Our statistician had that.
Yeah, he Googled it.
2nd and 10 from the 49. Bubba Thompson in at quarterback, and he's going to be dropped down for a loss. And Murphy, are they going to take their timeout? He's going to hold off and not take a timeout here. He's going to take it after 3rd down as Tyrell Thabit came in and made the stop. So he gets a stop here, takes it. Then you save yourself a timeout on the offensive side of the ball. And with 2:32 left, you got a little time here. The play clock down at 20. And I think Caleb Ross is going to let the play clock run down to 1. He's going to take a timeout.
Good job by him if he does.
See what he...
Why not?
See what he wants to dial in here. And he won't stop the play clock at 2. We know that. He'll wait right till 1. And what they do here is, like Caleb Ross said to the official, hey, when it gets to 1, I want to take the timeout. Just alerts him, but you still have to signal for the timeout. And he stands right there and makes the call.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're going to award it to him at the right time.
Yeah.
If a tick or two goes off.
It's interesting that Caleb Ross, as an offensive coordinator, is such a, all the designs for him start up front. And really studies and gets a big charge out of good offensive line play, his team or the other. Well, it turns out, he told us at midfield today, he was actually a 260-pound center in college.
Yeah.
He's not 260 anymore.
No, he's not.
But he is an offensive lineman, and that's why
he understands it.
He understands it, and he understands the importance of it. I think all coaches do, but you can watch the way the Jackets play, and that offensive line overachieves.
How about, no matter what happens in the last 2:08, how about a tip of the cap to Murphy for not packing it in?
No doubt.
Down 28-7.
Giving us a great game.
In the first quarter.
Yeah, they know the lights are on. Jim Cox in the house. He's announcing the game. Hey, this is big time. Game of the week.
But do they know if their car's there?
The buses didn't get towed.
3rd and 10. Paris Chambers, your quarterback from McGill on 3rd and 10. He's going to drop back, and now we get a whistle before the snap. Motion against McGill, and it's going to be 3rd and 15.
Wow.
Tell you what, McGill has got more penalties than I think I've seen combined the number of games we've done.
I'm with you on that.
How about, speaking of that, Hoover gets beat tonight. They have 18 penalties in their game.
That will impede you from winning football games. That and turnovers. Self-inflicted wounds.
Third and 15 now. Now at 3rd and 15, a little longer. Do you just hand it off, make them burn a timeout, and then tell your defense, which has given up 7 a game coming into tonight, say, go out and win us the game?
Yeah.
Or do you leave it in the hands of Paris?
Got to find out.
Paris Chambers looks, floats near side. Williams, and he's got the catch.
Maybe short.
I think he's got the spot. Looking at this side, it looks like he's got it.
Yeah, they're signaling first down.
You talk about trusting your quarterback.
First down for the 3rd and 15.
You can't say enough about Coach Ross and his confidence in Chambers in that big spot in the game to deliver that football. And look at that receiver footwork there. That's pro.
Yeah.
That's not even college or high school.
No, that was beautiful.
The guys get paid on Sunday to do that.
Right at the stick, and handsomely.
Yes.
All right, so they spot it on the near side. They're gonna bring the chains all the way over.
I'd do that. I'd certainly want the chains to come all the way over from Rick Calling.
And our guy Vanya is right on the spot too. He's gonna get us a good angle of it.
Now, Ashley reports that they got it. They got the first down. She likes the spot that they got for McGill, and she's on the McGill sideline where she's being able to judge reaction by the team.
And I like my girl Ashley down there too.
Let's see what happens. Let's see where they actually put it.
So it looks like he is stepping out right at the 41 there.
I agree.
There we go. Good job, Vanya.
He's got it.
Wow.
By that much.
Ashley tried to tell you guys. You wouldn't listen.
Yeah, well, Ashley was a little closer than we thought.
Ashley spot on down there, giving us some good work.
3rd and 15.
Keeping us good on the academics.
Actually, you know what? think about that because it was 3rd and 19 after the penalty. 3rd and 19, and they get 19 and a third of a football.
Man.
Well, that may just do it there, Dan.
Two timeouts here. Still for Murphy. Inside give. Kennedy to the 34-yard line, and Murphy will take a timeout.
Been impressed with Kennedy tonight, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, accepted the role. Wasn't told you in the pregame show. He's like, nah, I'm okay. He'd run the ball some back there, but again, Sharp got injured, so he didn't shy away from being back there.
I think, you know, and we can go over this time and time again and kind of say the same thing. So
we got time. Go ahead, brother.
Kennedy is an example of what McGill is. McGill is all about the team.
Sure.
That's the way they play.
Sure.
And if somebody goes down and now you got to take a wide receiver and say, you know what, we're going to need you back here tonight. His attitude in the pregame show was beautiful to see.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, good.
I'm all right.
Well, credit the coaches for the preparation, too, to have him ready to go.
Great game tonight, though. I mean, Murphy came roaring back, Jim.
Next week, we are, for the first time this year, at Pritchard Stadium.
Oh, going home for me. I love it.
Viger and St. Paul's.
Oh, yeah.
Viger beat this Murphy team earlier this year. Almost beat Jackson on the road up in Jackson.
I mean, what else do you need to know about them?
The Wolf Pack.
The pack is back.
Handoff, Kennedy takes a big lick and falls forward.
Nice job, man. Some good vision there. Doing a little bit of shoulder shake.
Well, last time out here. Called by Murphy with 3rd down coming up. You know, I know, like, so bow season's in, a lot of viewers watching games at the hunting camp, and all excited about this north wind coming to cool it on down.
Not you.
Yeah, not so much.
Hey, and by the way, this is going to just keep you out of the water this weekend.
Yeah, too rough to fish.
I thought you were going to say it's too cold. I was going to say you don't need an icebreaker down here, Jim.
No, it's just too rough. Chris Dunn was talking about it on the forecast. Now, it's going to be like ridiculously rough seas out there. So, which means Carrie will be saying, "Sweetie, you want to do some yard work this weekend since you're not fishing?"
So it's a lose-lose. And
I thought you was going to take in some Northwestern football Saturday. Get your Bears on Sunday.
There'll be a little of that, I can promise you.
How about the Cubbies on? Is that going to be Saturday night?
Saturday, Sunday, off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at Wrigley. National League Championship Series in Chicago for the Cubs.
Okay, you lost me now.
I had somebody tell me the Cubs need to act like they've been there before. And I said, well, they were in 1945. They won the pennant in 45. Here we go.
Clown said that.
3rd and 3. 3rd and 3, hard count, and they draw them off, and that will finish the ball game.
Wow.
Disciplined by McGill, not disciplined by the Panthers, and Nick Long more excited than anything about that play, one of the linemen. He knows that is money for the offense. How about that? 3rd down for the offense is a money play.
1st down.
They can start stirring the orange paint now.
I mean, it might be getting painted as we speak.
What a play out there on Chambers with dipping his shoulder to give a block there for his running back. Slow the pursuit down so he can get some extra yardage. Watch him here.
Kennedy
back bounces out. He just gets in the way.
Doesn't go to the sideline. Stays.
No. Yep.
There's the digits.
Doesn't pull a Dan Marino and just get out of the way.
There's Rick Cawley saying 3 minutes. Minute 6 to go, and Chambers on 2nd and 3, and now, wow, that's going to be a flag as well, firing out Nick Long on the right side.
Yeah, he did a good job earlier celebrating them jumping offside, but I think that's a little bit egregious, and after the fact there, he got a little extracurricular with that one.
Well, he did it, and then he finished it off as well.
Not good sportsmanship there. I don't like to see that.
Farrell.
Certainly hope this kid isn't injured bad. Rick Cawley's out there pleading his case to the referee as well. He's upset that went on a little longer than it should have. And I think I agree with him.
Well, look at the result. Not good. You know,
and that may be his father out there taking a look at him.
you can talk about this, Vic, the fine line between giving everything you got and then, you know, sometimes going above where you don't have to. And I know with the aggressive nature of the game, it can be tough to figure out exactly where that is.
Well, you know, that kid probably wasn't ready to go, and you're not ready, and your nerves are not tensed up to react. You know, something can happen like that.
Yeah, that wasn't during a play, so to speak.
Right.
You know,
But, you know, you've had basically 4 quarters of football with these guys competing against each other.
Banging on that same guy all night long.
There's a lot of, you know, a lot of emotion that goes into, you know, all of this, especially by the time you get to the 4th quarter.
Maybe Jared could roll that back. We can see what happened exactly.
So 2nd and 3 with just 58 seconds left now. McGill's just going to take a knee, finish this thing off here. 2nd and 8 actually after the penalty, and a little wait to Murphy is out of timeouts.
So let's be safe and get everybody out of your home. And thank you for coming out. Get back to your car. Hopefully it's where you left it.
Yeah.
And you're not thumbing a ride to pay the fee to get it out.
One more snap.
The Bees are out.
New Horizons Credit Union, Jim, should come up with a You've Been Towed weekend special because I think there's people going to be scrambling for some cash from what I'm getting, the emails and texts that I'm getting.
Not sure why the clock should be running here. I mean, the clock should be running. The game clock is not running. And now Caleb Ross going to take it down and say, why isn't the game clock running? He just took a knee.
Well, it's not been a clean one.
Yeah, I don't know why the stoppage either. Oh, unless it was the injury timeout and the game clock does not start back with the injury.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that on a defense. That'd be an advantage for the defense then to stop the clock after that.
Okay, I tried. Next one, huh, Jim? Trying to help the Zebras out here and there. Coach Ross is not in agreement with the decision.
So it's third down. So they just need to, if they snap it one more time, there's 12-second differential on the play clock. They probably will not get. This doesn't matter if they just need to get it snapped here, and the officials wanted to keep the offense and defensive line.
He didn't go down, and he blew it dead.
I saw
that.
So now they'll get the ball reset, and that will do it. McGill-Toolen.
Well, maybe they wanted to flag him one more time.
I think they got enough
for a 35-28 win here at the Lip.
Good hard-fought game. Someone had to lose, and now we got the good sportsmanship out of both teams. Love to see this part of the game.
McGill 6-0 in the region.
Yeah, what I see here, too, the coaches lining up to shake each other's hand. I hadn't seen that. That's great, too.
Murphy falls to 5-1.
Living by example.
McGill 7-1 on the year. Murphy 5-3. And the Jackets with the victory here tonight over their big rival. And we'll wait as Ashley will get, Caleb Ross said, hey, this has got a lot more to go. Murphy's not going anywhere. They're going to be around. And let's go down and check in with Ashley for our last orthopedic group sideline report.
Coach Ross, congratulations. What does a win like this mean for your school and for your team and for this big rivalry?
I mean, it's a big win. It's a big region win. Hopefully it puts us in a driver's seat for playoffs. And it's Murphy. It's a big rivalry. I know the student body's excited. It's a big win for the school, the alumni, the fan base. It's really an exciting win. I'm proud of our kids. You know, we didn't finish the way I wanted to. I guess that's the perfectionist coaching me, but don't get me wrong, I'm very excited to get the win tonight.
What will you be looking forward to on Sunday when you regroup for the next week?
We got a lot to work on. I mean, we come out, you know, very good in the first quarter, but we made a lot of mistakes. There's a lot to learn, a lot to correct. You know, and if we don't jump out on the big lead, you know, we don't win this game. Credit to Murphy, though, man. Coach Call and them do a great job. Those kids fought, man. They made it a game there at the end.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you see the final score, 35-28. Murphy comes up short in the rally. It's just such an odd game. You know, it was so evenly matched, I think, through so much of it, except for that 3 minutes in the first quarter. Murphy, if you're just tuning in, gives up 28 points in a 3-minute span, and that was the difference in this game.
Yeah, we were all looking at each other during that 2.5-minute span like, what just happened?
Right.
You know,
and so was Murphy.
A little reminiscent of South Alabama the other night at Lab.
You're right.
Where suddenly there were points put up on the board, and you had to kind of sit back and say, how did all that just happen? Well, Murphy recovered at least well enough to make it a game.
Yeah, they tried to rally back, but just McGill's just too strong in all phases of the game. They scored defensively. They had great plays on special teams. They had great plays on offense. They just do the things that they do and practice well. But Coach Ross, he recognized, you know, without that little spurt that you guys are talking about, they could have been in a dogfight.
You're right.
All right, here's our players of the game. Larry Rembert, 5 catches, 158 yards receiving and a touchdown. Trey Kennedy, 15 carries, 62 yards, but 2 touchdowns. Paris Chambers, 22 of 30 tonight, 324 yards and a touchdown. And McGill with the win here tonight, 35-28 over their rival Murphy. You can go on to local15tv.com and click on the high school game of the week to vote for the player of the week, and we'll see that player. We'll see the highlights from that player who wins it at halftime next week. We're at Pritchard. Viger and St. Paul's will match up, a 5A matchup in week 9 of this regular season here on UTV 44. For Ashley Pope in the sideline, Jared Kihas in the truck, Brian Aaron, our statistician, Vic Lockett, Dan Brennan, and Jim Cox in the booth saying good night from the Lip, where the cannon will be orange tonight with McGill winning 35-28.